That was
Yeah, I
pretty
do
fun.
like that song.
We're not gonna play it. We're just going to sit here at the starting screen until I figure out if I made it work or not. Do the thing, do. Squirt and run already in the chat. What a show off. Wow. My stars, it's a damn disaster and I know it. I should close the stream here. I think it's working. Theoretically, perhaps. Chat with me. Okay, it is working. I just had to refresh.
Sorry, I'm so high.
No, you're good. That's what we're here for.
I'm trying to log into Kick. Okay.
Okay, you fucking figure your shit out, will you?
I figured it out.
Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. Off to a great start. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Void. Oh, there's the authentically Bret. I feel better now. Whew. She's here. She's also in my ear. And so is Wafters and Keldoge. To which I'm going to need to add people onto my screen, aren't I? There's like... You're gonna have to get all the wigglers. Wafters, send me your wiggler. I have a
which
Keldoge.
one?
I guess whichever
Send
one.
me a
Oops,
wiggler.
that's not it. Whichever ones you want. I'm.
Did I tell you about how I offered to make? I did make one for Drader. I said
nice.
I made you a wiggler, and he was like, I already have one.
Oh, look at this guy.
He's talking about his dick.
Well, I can't have you guys facing the wrong way from each other. That's silly. You guys are just on the ride now. There's no avoiding this. I could have set this all up first, but I didn't. I was too busy playing in Greg's chat.
It's okay. So what happened on Hoosies?
He covered AJ, and then he covered some of Unicorn Girl's panel, which just kind of made Blaze look deranged, but yeah, Unicorn Girl emailed him, said thank you, and that she just doesn't want to be bullied by us meanie heads anymore because of a wish list. I maintain I really don't give a fuck about the wish list.
I don't understand why she couldn't have been like, and you know what, Pink Lava, fuck you.
That's exactly what I said. You have to learn to just say fuck you. Who the fuck are you? I know I have a Keldoge here. Where's my Keldoge?
Give me stuff.
Wait, you're already here. You're just in the wrong spot. Now you're on top of her.
He's playing Pokemon.
That guy.
He's playing.
What's he caught? Anything good?
He's playing the card game app one.
Pokemon Pocket.
Pokemon Pocket.
Polly Pocket Pokemon.
Why are you making fun of me?
Polly Pocket.
I'm just trying to grill.
I just had to get my iPad to send you my wiggler because it's not on my phone.
Gosh.
I'm bullying him, low-key.
Now it's just Keldoge and Brittany on screen. I should find myself, maybe. Maybe my reactive. Wonder if that even works anymore. Wait a minute. Hey, there I am.
Look at you go.
Wait, are they live or like?
Yeah, we're live.
Now, yeah, but they're trying to figure.
Yeah, we're just fucking getting in here, okay? It's a sloppy Monday.
Get your headphones on.
Yeah, get in here. Yeah, prepare your listening ears. We're waiting on a Wafters image. While we all enjoy the Bateman show. I need to pop out this chat. Boop. Now I feel better.
There you go.
Nice. Where are you?
I'll send it to you in your DMs. Beautiful.
Glorious. And if Wody comes up, then we'll have to add the Garfield. It is the only way. But for now. Image.
I don't even remember what was going on last time.
We'll go back a little bit, get a little context.
It's Christmas? No, it was Christmas. Yes.
Yeah,
Wait, I
yeah,
do remember.
yeah, we have-
And the little elves.
You guys go over there to make out. Me and Lofters will hang out over here.
Okay.
Away from your germs, your PDA germs.
My PDA germs.
Yeah.
The heck?
Flip. No, wrong one. Why do you hate me? Why does
I
everything...
accidentally sent you a non-animated one. There we go.
Ah. I'm still flipping this. Can't stop me now. Horizontal, and then I'll just replace. Boop. Oh, nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna go in and do all the whole thing. You guys are still images today. Deal with it. But the crew is all here, and we're gonna hit play.
We're
Goddammit.
here. Hit play.
Yeah. We'll go back a couple minutes.
The restroom into the club, horny and desperate,
Oh,
lusting
God.
for contact.
Oh.
But it's later now.
Horny
And the crowd has
desperate.
changed. It's now filled with more punk rockers, blacks, fewer Wall Street guys, more
What a great
bored
way to
rich
start.
kids from Avenue A lounging around. And the music has changed. Instead of Belinda Carlisle singing I Feel
Hi, Dub
Free,
Kitty.
it's some black guy rapping. If I'm hearing this correctly, something called Her Shit on His Dick. And I sidle up to a couple of hard-body rich girls, both of them wearing skanky Betsy Johnson-type dresses. And I'm wired beyond belief. And I start off with a line like, cool music. Haven't I seen you at Solomon Brothers? And one of
Cool
these
music.
girls sneers and says, go back to Wall Street. And the one with the nose ring says, fucking yuppie. And they say this even though my suit looks black in the darkness of the club. And my tie, Paisley, Armani, silk, is loosened.
Ooh.
Hey, I say, grinding my teeth. You may think I'm a really disgusting yuppie, but I'm not. Really. I tell them, swallowing rapidly, wired out of my head.
In what way?
Two black guys are sitting with them at the table. Both sport faded jeans, T-shirts, and leather jackets. One has reflector sunglasses on, the other has a shaved head. Both are glaring at me. I stick out my hand at a crooked angle, trying to mimic a rapper. Hey, I say, I'm fresh. The freshest, you know, like, deaf.
I just remembered how embarrassing this scene is.
The deafest.
Hey, yo.
Take a
Deafness,
sip
yo.
of champagne. You know, deaf. To prove this, I spot a black guy with dreadlocks, and I walk up to him and exclaim, Rasta man! And hold out my hand, anticipating a high five, but the nigger just stands there. I mean,
Jeez.
I cough.
Rasta man!
Man!
What's up, fellow kids?
And then, with less enthusiasm, we be, jammin'. He brushes past me, shaking his head. I look back at the girls. They shake their heads. A warning to
We
me
be
not to come
jammin'.
back over.
Have you seen
I
that?
turn my
Cringe.
gaze to a hard body who's
Pause.
dancing by
I'm
himself next
working
to a
on it.
column.
Go ahead.
Have you seen that movie where Matt Damon's like the devil and he's talking to a Jamaican woman and he's like, everything gonna be Irie. That's how I imagine Bateman's talking. Everything gonna be Irie.
Hey, AJ.
Then I finish my champagne and walk up to her, asking for a phone number. She smiles. Exit.
Exit.
Nell's. Midnight. I'm sitting in a booth at Nell's with Craig McDermott and Alex Taylor, who has just passed out, and three models from Elite, Libby, Daisy, and Karen. It's nearing summer, mid-May, but the club is air-conditioned and cool. The music from the light jazz band drifts through the half-empty room. Ceiling fans are whirring. A crowd 20 deep waits outside in the rain, a surging mass. Libby is blonde and wearing black gross-grain high-heeled evening shoes with exaggeratedly pointed toes and red satin bows by Yves Saint Laurent. Daisy is blonder and wearing black satin tapered toe pumps set off by splattered silver sheer black stockings by Betsy Johnson. Karen is platinum blonde and wearing stack-heeled leather boots with a pointed patent leather toe and wool tweed turned-over calf by Karl Lagerfeld for Chanel. All three of them have on skimpy black wool dresses by Giorgio di Sant'Angelo, and are drinking champagne with cranberry juice and peach schnapps and smoking German cigarettes. But I don't complain, even though I think it would be in Nell's best interest if a non-smoking section was initiated. 2 of them are wearing Giorgio Armani sunglasses. Libby has jet lag. Of the 3, Daisy is the only one I remotely want to fuck. Earlier in the day, after a meeting with my lawyer about some bogus rape charges, I had an anxiety attack in Dean and DeLuca, which I worked off at exclusive. Then I met the models for drinks at the Trump Plaza. This was followed by a French movie that I completely did not understand, but it was fairly chic anyway. Then dinner at a sushi restaurant called Vivid's
Trump
near
mention!
Lincoln Center, and a party at one of the
We love
model's
good Trump
ex-boyfriend's loft in Chelsea, where bad, fruity sangria was served. Last night,
Keldosh.
I had dreams that were lit like pornography, and in them, I fucked girls made of cardboard.
Like you
The Patty
do.
Winters show this morning was about aerobic exercise. I'm wearing a 2-button wool suit with pleated trousers by Luciano Soprani, a cotton shirt by Brooks Brothers, and a silk tie by Armani. McDermott's got on this wool suit by Lubium, with a linen pocket square by Asher Brothers, a Ralph Lauren cotton shirt, and a silk tie by Christian Dior. And he's about to toss a coin to see which one of us is going downstairs to fetch the Bolivian marching powder, since neither one of us wants to sit here in the booth with the girls, because though we probably want to fuck them, we don't want to, in fact. We can't. We found out. Talk to them. Not even condescendingly. They simply have nothing to say, and I mean, I know we shouldn't be surprised by this, but still it's somewhat disorienting. Taylor is sitting up, but his eyes are closed, his mouth slightly open, and though McDermott and I originally thought he was protesting the girl's lack of verbal skills by pretending to be asleep, it dawns on us that perhaps he's authentically shit-faced. He's been near incoherent since the 3 sakis, downed at Vivid's. But none of the girls
no one pay told
any
Fallon
attention
he
except maybe
OD'd.
Libby, since she's sitting next to him. But it's doubtful, very doubtful. Heads, heads, heads. I mutter under my breath. McDermott flips the quarter.
Can't be done,
Tails,
Keldosh.
tails, tails, he chants. Then he slaps his hand over the coin after it lands on his napkin. Heads, 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 I hiss, praying. He lifts his palm. It's tails, he says, looking at me. I stare at the quarter for a long time before asking, do it again. So long, he says, looking over at the girls before getting up. Then he glances at me, rolls his eyes, gives his head a curt shake. Listen, he reminds me. I want another martini. Absolute. Double. No olive. Hurry, I call after him, then under my breath, watching as he waves gaily from the top of the stairs.
Gaily.
Fucking moron. I turn back to the booth. Behind us, a table of Eurotrash hardbodies that suspiciously resemble Brazilian transvestites shriek in unison. Let's see. Saturday night, I'm going to a Mets game with Jeff Harding and Leonard Davis. I'm renting Rambo movies on Sunday. The new Life Cycle will be delivered on Monday. I stare at the 3 models for an agonizing amount of time, minutes, before saying anything.
Minutes.
Noticing that someone has ordered a plate of papaya slices and someone else a plate of asparagus, though both remain untouched. Daisy carefully looks me over, then aims her mouth in my direction and blows smoke toward my head, exhaling,
Get
and
ready.
it floats over my hair, missing my eyes, which are protected anyway by the Oliver Peoples non-prescription redwood-framed glasses I've been wearing most of the night. Another one, Libby, the bimbo with jet lag, is trying to figure out how to unfold her napkin. My frustration level is surprisingly low because things could be worse. After all, these could be English
Bimbo mention,
girls.
bimbo mention.
We could be drinking tea. So, I say, clapping my hands together, trying to seem
tea.
alert. It was hot out today, no? Where did Greg go? Libby asks.
Greg.
Noticing McDermott's
Where
absence.
where
Well,
did Greg
Gorbachev is
go?
downstairs, I tell him.
Greg
God.
mentioned.
That was relevant for this morning. I'm not gonna lie. Greg just kind of disappeared. GP wanted to come on stream and he just disappeared. But to be fair, he might have disappeared before Greg showed up.
McDermott, Greg,
Greg wins Raw.
is going to sign a peace treaty with him between the United States and Russia. I paused, trying to gauge her reaction, before adding, McDermott's the one behind Glasnost, you know. Well, yeah, she says, her voice impossibly toneless, nodding. But he told me he was in mergers and acquisitions.
What session?
I'm looking over at Taylor, who's still sleeping. I snap one of his suspenders, but there's no reaction, no movement. Then I turn back to Libby. You're not confused, are you? No, she says, shrugging. Not really. Gorbachev's not downstairs, Karen says suddenly. Are you lying? Daisy asks, smiling. I'm thinking, oh boy. Yes, Karen's right. Gorbachev's not downstairs. He's at Tunnel. Excuse me, waitress. I grab at a passing hardbody who's wearing a Bill Blass navy lace gown with a silk organza ruffle. I'll have a J&B on the rocks and a butcher knife or something sharp from the kitchen. Girls? None of them say anything. The waitress is staring at Taylor. I look over at him, then back at the hardbody waitress, then back at Taylor. Bring him the grapefruit sorbet and, let's say, a scotch, okay? The waitress just stares at him. Honey. I wave my hand in front of her face. J&B on the rocks? I tell her, enunciating over the jazz band, who are in the middle of a fine rendition of Take 5. She finally nods. And bring them... I gesture toward the girls. Whatever it was they're drinking. Ginger ale? Wine cooler? No, Libby says. It's champagne. She points, then says to Karen, Right? I guess. Karen shrugs. With peach schnapps, Daisy reminds her. Champagne, I repeat to the waitress. With, peach schnapps. Catch that? Waitress nods, writes something down, leaves, and I'm checking out her ass as she walks away. Then I look back at the three of them, studying each one very carefully for any signs, a flicker of betrayal that would cross their faces,
Oh, God.
the one gesture that would give away this robot act. But it's fairly dark in Nels, and my hope that this is the case is just wishful thinking. And so I clap my hands together again and breathe in. So, it was really hot out today, right?
Oh,
I
the
need a
weather.
new fur, Libby sighs, staring into her champagne glass.
How's it going?
Full length or ankle length? Daisy asks in the same toneless voice. A stole? Karen suggests. Either a full length or... Libby stops and thinks hard.
Die already, Evelyn.
I saw this short, cuddly wrap. But mink, right? Daisy asks. Definitely mink? Oh, yeah, mink, Libby says. Hey, Taylor, I whisper, nudging him. Wake up. They're talking. You've got to see this. But which kind?
The women
Karen's
are
on a roll.
speaking.
Don't you find some minks are too fluffy? Daisy asks. Some minks are too fluffy.
What?
Libby this time.
Too
Silver
fluffy.
fox is
For-
very popular. Daisy
Too
murmurs.
fluffy.
Beige tones are also increasingly popular, Libby says. Which ones are those? Someone
What?
asks. Lynx, chinchilla, ermine, beaver. Hello? Taylor wakes up, blinking. I'm here. Go back to sleep, Taylor. I sigh. Where's McDermott? He asks, stretching. Wandering around downstairs, looking for Coke. I shrug. Silver fox is very popular, one of them says.
Of course.
Raccoon, fitch, squirrel, muskrat, Mongolian lamb.
Muskrat.
Am I dreaming? Taylor asks me. Or am I really
How
hearing
did we
an
get to
actual
minks?
conversation? Well, I suppose what passes for one. I wince. Shh, listen. It's inspiring. At the sushi restaurant tonight, McDermott, in a state of total frustration, asked the girls if they knew the names of any of the 9 planets. Libby and Karen guessed the moon. Daisy wasn't sure, but she actually guessed comet. Daisy thought that comet was a planet.
Nice.
Dumbfounded McDermott,
The moon?
Taylor, and I assured her that it was.
Not a moon.
Well, it's easy to find a good fur now, Daisy says slowly, since more ready-to-wear designers have now entered the fur field. The range increases because each designer selects different pelts to give his collection an individual character. It's all so scary, Karen says, shivering. Don't be intimidated, Daisy says. Fur is only an accessory. Don't be intimidated by it.
Yeah.
But a luxurious accessory, Libby points out. I ask the table, has anyone ever played around with a TEC 9mm Uzi? It's a gun? No? They're particularly useful because this model has a threaded barrel for attaching silencers and barrel extensions.
Ah, useful.
I say this, nodding.
Nodding.
Furs shouldn't be intimidating. Taylor looks over at me and blankly says, I'm gradually uncovering some startling information here. But a luxurious accessory, Libby points out again. The waitress reappears, setting the drinks down along with a bowl of grapefruit
See,
sorbet.
no one even listens to
Taylor
it.
looks at it and says, blinking,
I'm not convinced he said the damn thing. Just nodded over here.
I didn't order this.
Oh yeah, people
Yes,
don't
you
hear this crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, that's all the time.
American
Oh my
Psycho.
god, stop, no. Why do you hate
Like he'll
me?
say something a little unhinged, and people are just like, "Huh?" Or they'll mishear it
American
as
Psycho.
something
Yeah.
else.
They just like nod along, like, yeah, baby. Whatever.
Over at me and blankly says, I'm gradually uncovering some startling information here. But a luxurious accessory, Libby points out again. The waitress reappears,
Keeping it
setting the
normal.
drinks down along with a bowl of grapefruit sorbet. Taylor looks at it and says, blinking, I didn't order this. Yes, you did, I tell him. In your sleep, you ordered this. You ordered this in your sleep. No, I didn't, he says, unsure. I'll eat it, I say. Just listen. I'm tapping my fingers against the table loudly. Karl Lagerfeld, hands down, Libby saying. Why? Karen. He created the Fendi collection, of course, Daisy says, lighting a cigarette. I like the Mongolian lamb mixed with mole, or... Karen stops to giggle. This black leather jacket lined with Persian lamb. What do you think of Jeffrey Bean? Daisy asks her. Karen ponders this. The white satin collars, iffy. But he does marvelous things with Tibetan lambs, Libby says.
This the
Carolina
lambs.
Herrera? Karen asks. No, too fluffy, Daisy says, shaking her head.
Stop it.
Too schoolgirl, Libby agrees. James Galanos has the most wonderful Russian lynx bellies, though, Daisy says. And don't forget Arnold Skazi, the white ermine, Libby says, to die for. Really? I smile and lift my lips into a depraved grin. To die for? To die for, Libby says again, affirmative about something for the first time all night. I
dumb.
think you'd look adorable in, a Jeffrey Bean Taylor, I whine in a high, faggy voice, flopping a limp wrist
He just said that because he wants me not to stream. But Father Wody can't keep me down.
on his shoulder, but he's sleeping again, so it doesn't
Can't
matter.
silence me.
I remove the hand with a sigh.
I will American Psycho.
That's Miles. Karen peers over at some aging gorilla in the next booth with a graying crew cut and an 11-year-old bimbo balanced on his lap. Libby turns around to make sure. But I thought he was filming that Vietnam movie in Philadelphia. No, the Philippines, Karen says. It wasn't in Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, Libby says. Then, are you sure? Yeah, in fact, it's over, Karen says in a tone that's complete.
Though, let's just be completely clear. Wody does need to cover everything that's happened. I don't want to do it. I need someone who's there. Keldosh, do it. Someone do it.
Undecided. She blinks. In fact, it's out.
You need someone to react to GP and hussy talking that isn't me.
She blinks again. In fact, I think it came out last year. The two of them are looking over at the next booth disinterestedly, but when they turn back to our table, their eyes falling on the sleeping Taylor, Karen turns to Libby and sighs, Should we go over and say hello? Libby nods slowly.
Actually, so we've been doing this. Before we end today, should we watch the new Yeetus video? I always like to do it with company.
What is
What's going on
Yeetus?
with Yeetus?
That's the YouTube schizophrenic, and I don't know. I both respect him and have nothing in common with him in very different ways than most people, I guess. So he's kind of just fascinating at this point. Anyway, the whole reason I even watched American Psycho was because he kept referencing it in his videos, so could be interesting.
Oh,
Yeah. I want Wody to cover it too, though, so I can do some spicy. Yeah, like, people need to fucking get to the grindstone out here.
Her features quizzical in the candlelight and stands up.
I just want to conquer
Excuse us.
destiny.
They leave. Daisy stays, sips Karen's champagne. I imagine her naked, murdered, maggots burrowing, feasting on her stomach, tits blackened by cigarette burns, Libby eating this corpse out. Then I clear my throat. So it
Ew.
was really hot out today, wasn't it?
Bit much.
It was, she agrees. Ask me a question,
Second time you said
I
that.
tell her, feeling suddenly, well, spontaneous.
Oh.
She inhales on the cigarette, then blows out. So, what do you do? What do you think I do? And frisky, too. A model? She shrugs. An actor? No, I say. Flattering, but no. Well, I'm into, murders and executions mostly. It depends. I
It
shrug.
depends.
mergers and acquisitions.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah.
She asks, unfazed.
Got ya.
It depends. Why? I take a bite of sorbet. Well, most guys I know who work in mergers and acquisitions don't really like it, she says. That's not what I said, I say, adding a forced smile, finishing my J and B. Oh, forget it. Ask me a question, she says. Okay. Where do you... I stop for a moment, stuck. Then, summer. Maine, she says. Ask me something else. Where do you work out? Private trainer, she says. How about you? Exclusive, I say. On the Upper West Side. Really? She smiles, then notices someone behind me, but her expression doesn't change, and her voice remains flat. Francesca. Oh my God, it's Francesca, look. Daisy! And Patrick, you devil!
Francesca
screeches.
Baloney.
Daisy, what in God's name are you doing with a stud like Batman?
Batman.
She overtakes the booth,
Batman!
sliding in with this
Isn't he played by Batman?
Foreshadowing.
Right? Weird.
bored blonde girl I don't recognize.
Creepy.
Francesca is wearing a velvet dress by Saint Laurent Rive Gauche, and the girl I don't recognize is wearing a wool dress by Jeffrey Bean. Both are wearing pearls. Hello, Francesca, I say. Daisy! Oh, my God! Ben and Jerry's here! I love Ben and Jerry! I think is what she says, all in a breathless rush, shouting over the light din, actually drowning out the light din.
Don't we
of the
all love
jazz
Ben
band.
and Jerry's?
Pause.
Don't you
pause.
love
Keldosh
that-
has a question about the book. Come here.
Is he pretending to be gay?
I think Brittany is also picking up on some of that subtext, and then she told me, and once I heard it, I couldn't unhear it.
Wait, is he pretending to be gay so he can like get them all comfortable and then like murder them?
He only murdered a homeless guy so far, so we don't really know. He
No,
also can, like, imagine his
and
dead
a
women.
Chinese delivery guy, because fuck the Japanese.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I don't know.
Wait, why would he murder a Chinese guy over the
He didn't
Japanese?
realize
That
it was
doesn't
a
make
Chinese
sense.
delivery place until after he murdered him. And there was some dog murder.
Oh yeah, the dog.
Oh yeah.
no.
Yep.
Well.
Okay. That's weird.
Delivery man, fuck Japan because they all look the same, Kel. Racist too. Oh, this is a interesting book, that's for sure.
Ben and Jerry? She asks, her eyes wide. And then she rasps out to a passing waitress. Orange juice. I need orange juice. Jesus fucking Christ, the help here has got to go. Where's Nell? I'll tell her. She mutters, looking around the room, then turns to Daisy. How's my face? Bateman. Ben and Jerry are here.
Yeah,
Don't sit there
Bateman.
like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm kidding. I adore Patrick. But come on, Batman. Look lively, you stud. Ben and Jerry are here. She winks lasciviously.
Me when
then
I see
wets
ice
both
cream.
lips with her tongue. Francesca writes for Vanity Fair. But I stop and look down at my sorbet, troubled. I already ordered this grapefruit sorbet. Gloomily, I point at the dish, confused. I don't want any ice cream.
Confused.
For Christ's sakes, Bateman. Jagger is here. Mick, Jerry, you know, Francesca says, talking to the booth but constantly scanning the room. Daisy's expression hasn't changed once all evening. What a Y-U-P-P-I-E, she spells to the blonde girl. Then Francesca's eyes land on the sorbet. I pull it toward me protectively. Oh, yeah, I say. Just another night with you. I sing, sort of. I know who he is. You look thin, Daisy. You're making me sick. Anyway, this is Allison Poole, who is also too thin and makes me sick, Francesca says, lightly slapping my hands covering the sorbet, pulling the dish back toward her. And this is Daisy Milton and Patrick. We've met, Allison says,
They're just babysitting him, aren't they?
glaring at me. Hi, Allison. Pat Bateman, I say, holding out my hand. We've met, she says again, glaring harder. We have? I ask. Francesca screams, God, look at that profile of Bateman's, totally Roman. And those lashes, she shrieks. Daisy smiles approvingly. I play it cool, ignoring them.
Play it cool.
I recognize Allison as a girl I did last spring while at the Kentucky Derby with Evelyn and her parents. I remember she screamed when I tried to push my entire arm, gloved and slathered with Vaseline,
Can we not?
toothpaste, anything I could find, up into her
Toothpaste?
vagina. She was drunk,
What?
wasted on coke, and I had tied her up with wire, slapped duct tape all over her mouth, her face, her breasts. Francesca has given me head before. I don't remember the place or when, but she's given me head, and I liked it.
I don't remember this part.
I suddenly remember painfully
Just give me
that I
head,
would have
whatever.
liked to see
Do
Allison
not put
bleed to death
toothpaste
that
in a
afternoon
vagina.
last spring. But something stopped me. She was so high. Oh, my God. She kept moaning during those hours, blood bubbling out of her nose.
Jesus.
She never wept. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe that was what saved her. I won a lot of money that weekend on a horse called Indecent Exposure. Well, hi. I smile weakly, but soon regain my confidence. Allison would never have told anyone that story. Not a soul could have possibly heard about that lovely, horrible afternoon. I grin at her in the darkness of Nell's. Yeah, I remember you. You were a real... I pause, then growl, manhandler. She says nothing.
Handling.
Just looks at me like I'm the opposite of civilization or something. Jesus!
Opposite.
Is Taylor sleeping or just dead? Francesca asks, while gobbling up what's left of my sorbet.
Rude.
Oh, my God. Did anyone read page 6 today? I was in it, so was Daisy, and Taffy, too.
Taffy.
Allison gets up without looking over at me. I'm going to find Skip downstairs and dance. She walks away. McDermott comes back and gives Allison, who's squeezing past him, the once-over before taking the seat next to mine. Any luck? I ask. No dice, he says, wiping his nose. He lifts my drink to his face and sniffs it, then takes a sip and lights one of Daisy's cigarettes. He looks back at me while lighting it and introduces himself to Francesca before looking back at me. Don't look so, astounded, Bateman. It happens. I pause, staring at him before asking, Are you, like, shitting me, McDermott? No, he says. No luck. I pause again and look down at my lap and sigh. Look, McDermott, I've pulled this act before. I know what you're doing. I fucked her. He sniffs again, pointing at some girl in one of the booths up front.
Can we not?
McDermott's sweating profusely and reeks of Xerius. You did? Wow. Now listen to me, I say. Then notice something out of the corner of my eye. Francesca. What? She looks up, a dribble of sorbet running down her chin. You're eating my sorbet.
Oh
I
no.
point at the dish. She swallows, glaring at me.
Fuck.
Murder
Lighten
time.
up, Bateman. What do you want from me, you gorgeous stud? An AIDS test? Oh, my God. Speaking of which, that guy over there, Kraft? Yep. No loss. The guy Francesca pointed out is sitting in a booth near the stage where the jazz band plays. His hair is slicked back over a very boyish face, and he's wearing a suit with pleated trousers and a silk shirt with light gray polka dots by Comme des Garçons Hommes, and sipping a martini that's not difficult to imagine him in someone's bedroom tonight, lying probably to the girl he's sitting with, blonde, big tits, wearing a metal-studded dress by Giorgio
buddy?
de Sant'Angelo. Should we tell her? Someone asks. Oh, no, Daisy says. Don't. She looks like a real bitch. Listen to me, McDermott. I lean in toward him. You have drugs. I can see it in your eyes. Not to mention that fucking sniffing. Nope. Negative. Not tonight, honey. He wags his head. Applause for the jazz band. The whole table claps. Even Taylor, whom Francesca has inadvertently woken up. And I turn away from McDermott, heavily pissed, and bring my hands together like everyone else. Karen and Libby walk up to the table, and Libby says, Karen's got to go to Atlanta tomorrow. Vogue shoot. We have to leave. Someone gets the check, and McDermott puts it on his gold Amex card, which conclusively proves that he's high on coke, since he's a famous tightwad. Outside, it's muggy, and there's a faint drizzle, almost like a mist, lightning, but no thunder. I trail McDermott, hoping to confront him, almost bumping into
God,
someone
the
in a
music,
wheelchair
oh
who I remember
God.
I
rolling
know.
up to the
I
ropes
was
with.
like, it's as soon as I heard a note, I was like, I should have been playing music this whole time. Now it gets to sneak up on us.
First arrived, and the guy's still sitting there, wheels moving up, then backing away, up, then back on the pavement, totally ignored by the doorman. McDermott, I call.
Doorman?
What are you doing? Give me your drugs. He turns, facing me, and breaks into this weird jig, twirling around. Then just as abruptly he stops and walks over to a black woman and a child who are sitting in the doorway of a closed deli next to Nell's. And predictably, she's begging for food, a predictable cardboard sign at her feet. It's hard to tell if the kid, 6 or 7, is black or not, even if it's really hers, since the light outside Nell's is too bright, really unflattering, and tends to make everyone's skin look the same yellowish, washed-out color. What are they doing? Libby says, staring, transfixed. Don't they know they need to stand closer to the ropes? Libby! Come on, Karen says, pulling her toward 2 taxis at the curb. McDermott, I ask, what in the hell are you doing? McDermott's eyes are glazed over, and he's waving a dollar bill in front of the woman's face, and she starts sobbing pathetically, trying to grab at it, but of course, typically, he doesn't give it to her. Instead, he ignites the bill with matches from Canal Bar, and relights the half-smoked cigar clenched between his straight white teeth, probably caps the jerk. How gentrifying of you, McDermott, I tell him. Daisy is leaning against a white Mercedes parked next to the curb. Another Mercedes, this one a limo, black, is double parked next to the white one. There's more lightning. An ambulance screams down 14th Street. McDermott walks by Daisy, kisses her hand, before hopping in the second cab. I'm left standing in front of the crying black woman, Daisy staring. Jesus, I mutter. Then, here. I hand the black woman a box of matches from Lutece before realizing the mistake. Then find a book of matches from Tavern on the Green, and toss them at the kid and pluck the other matchbook from her dirty, scabbed fingers. Jesus, I mutter again, walking over to Daisy. There are no more cabs, she says, hands on hips. Another flash of lightning causes her to jerk her head around, whining, Where's the photographers? Who's taking the pictures? Taxi! I whistle, trying to wave down a passing cab. Another bolt of lightning rips across the sky above Zeckendorf Towers, and Daisy squeals. Where is the photographer? Patrick! Tell them to stop. She's confused, her head moving left, right, behind, left, right. She lowers her sunglasses. Oh, my God, I mutter, my voice building to a shout. It's lightning, not a photographer. Lightning! Oh, right. I'm supposed to believe you?
Oh,
You said
lightning.
Gorbachev was
Of
downstairs,
course.
she says accusingly. I don't believe you. I think the press is here.
Well,
Jesus, here's a cab.
Girl, look
Hey,
at
taxi!
the motherfucking sky. Look around. What do you mean?
the press is here.
Terminally dumb.
How you doing, Josh? Welcome.
I whistle at an oncoming cab that has just turned off 8th Avenue. But someone taps my shoulder, and when I turn around, Bethany, a girl I dated at Harvard, and who I was subsequently dumped by, is standing in front of me, wearing a lace-embroidered sweater and viscose crepe trousers by Christian Lacroix, an open white umbrella in one hand. The cab I was trying to
Alright,
hail
we
whizzes
have
by.
to take a small detour. Give me a second here. I think I see something weird, and I wanted you all to see it with me. So now we're
Weird.
yeah, something's a bit strange to me. Like, if I say M Storm, you know who M Storm is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I go to this recent post by Azria, which is outlining that apparently CPS, which is not a thing in Canada from what I understand, was called on her about her 17-year-old daughter that isn't 17, and everyone knows that. No proof, so on and so forth. Feel free to look at it as you will. It's just the last one there. But if I go into the comments here, I go to recent. What is M Storm doing in Azria's?
What the fuck is
Comment.
going on? The OPSEC!
What is
Prove
happening
me
right
wrong!
Hussy Dega is real. I'm telling you, motherfuckers, all the time. And you're like, no, you're crazy.
Don't talk to me. I was the first crazy one with
Well,
Wody.
maybe not you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
It's more
do you think?
Fidel, but I'm just saying in general.
Like,
So you
what the
think
hell?
Hussy and Hecate and all them are like in cahoots behind the scenes? Like,
Well, his cases aren't
Conspiracy?
going anywhere. He had a goal
Not
today.
directly.
He had a goal today to explain why he isn't suing Tragic. And they didn't meet the
oh,
goal,
you dropped that one?
apparently.
Huh.
Stop listening to Vidal.
Oh,
Vidal doesn't think that.
I'm too glad.
You're broken.
Sorry. That's all, folks.
Alright. I am bewildered. What the hell is happening right now?
Storm is the one, I'm pretty sure, that text Hussy. You know what? That's the DM dumps I want. I want the Stormy Boo DM dumps.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
Something doesn't add up.
Bethany, I say, stunned. Patrick. She smiles.
Bethany.
Bethany, I say again. How are you, Patrick? She asks. I'm fine, I stutter, after an awkward bite of silence. And you? Well, really well, thanks, she says. You know, well, were you in there? I ask. Yeah, I was. She nods, then, "It's good to see you. Are you living here?" I ask, gulping. "In Manhattan?" "Yes." She smiles. "I'm working at Millbank Tweed." "Oh, well, great." I look back over at Daisy, and I'm suddenly angry, remembering the lunch in Cambridge at quarters, where Bethany, her arm in a sling, a faint bruise
Well, thank you, Squirtin' Around. That means a lot to me. I like to be believed.
above her cheek, ended it all. Then, just as suddenly, I'm thinking, my hair, oh God, my hair.
We're going down the conspiracy theories.
And I can feel the drizzle ruining it. "Well, I gotta go." "You're at P&P, right?" she asks. Then, "You look great." Spotting another cab approaching, I back away. "Yeah, well, you know." "Let's have lunch," she calls out. "What could be more fun?" I say, unsure. The cab has noticed Daisy and stopped. "I'll call you."
Aw.
"Whatever," I say. Some black guy has opened
Whatever.
the cab door for Daisy, and she steps in daintily, and the black guy holds it open for me, too, while I get in, waving, nodding to Bethany. "A tip, mister?" the black guy asks. "From you and the pretty lady?" "Yeah," I growl, trying to check my hair in the cab driver's rearview mirror. "Here's a tip. Get a real job, you dumb fucking nigger." Then I slam the door myself
Jesus.
and tell the cab driver to take us to the Upper West Side. "Didn't you think it was interesting in that movie tonight, how they were spies, but they weren't spies?" Daisy asks.
I like that no one brings up
And
how
you can drop her
racist
off
and
in Harlem.
weird things are. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Is that weird today?
Thumbs off.
I tell the driver. I'm in my bathroom, shirtless in front of the Orub-Venner mirror, debating whether to take a shower and wash my hair, since it looks shitty due to the rain. Tentatively, I smooth some mousse into it, then run a comb over the mousse. Daisy sits in the Louis Montoni brass and chrome chair by the futon, spooning macadamia brittle Haagen-Dazs ice cream into her mouth.
Haagen-Dazs.
She is wearing only a lace bra and a garter belt from Bloomingdale's. "You know," she calls out, "my ex-boyfriend Fiddler at the party earlier tonight, he couldn't understand what I was doing there with a yuppie." I'm not really listening, but while staring at my hair, I manage. "Oh,
You blamed your band.
really?" "He said," she laughs, "he said you gave him bad vibes."
Oh.
I sigh, then make a muscle. "That's too bad." She shrugs and offhandedly admits, "He used to do a lot of cocaine. He used to beat me up." I suddenly start paying attention until she says, "But he never touched my face." I walk into the bedroom and start
Okay.
undressing.
That's where his interest.
"You think I'm dumb,
Beat her
don't
up
you?"
in the face.
she asks, staring
Never
at me.
mind.
Her legs, tan and aerobicized, slung over one of the chair's arms. "What?" I slip my shoes off, then bend down to pick them up. "You think I'm dumb," she says. "You think all models are dumb." "No," I say, trying to contain my laughter. I really don't." "You do," she insists. "I can tell." "I think you are..." I stand there, my voice trailing off.
You can do something. Get it.
"Yes?" She's grinning, waiting. "I think you are totally brilliant and incredibly brilliant,"
Nailed
I
it.
say in monotone. "That's nice." She smiles serenely, licking the spoon. "You have, well, a tender quality about you."
Does he now?
"Thanks." I take my pants off and fold them neatly, hanging them along with the shirt and tie over a black steel Philippe Starck clothes hanger. "You know, the other day I caught my maid stealing a piece of bran toast from my wastebasket in the kitchen."
Maid.
Daisy
Maid.
takes this in and then asks,
Oh no.
"Why?" I pause, staring at her flat, well-defined
It
stomach.
was his nanny
Her
all
torso
along.
is completely tan and muscular. So is mine. "Because she said she was hungry." Daisy sighs and licks the spoon thoughtfully. You think my hair looks okay? I'm still standing there in just my Calvin Klein jockey shorts, hard on, bulging, and a $50 pair of Armani socks. Yeah, she shrugs. Sure.
Sure.
I sit on the edge of the futon and peel off the socks. I beat up a girl today who was asking people on the street for money. I pause and measure each of the following words carefully. She was young and seemed frightened, and had a sign that explained that she was lost in New York and had a child, though I didn't see it. And she needed money for food or something, for a bus ticket to Iowa. I think it was Iowa. And I stopped for a moment, balling the socks up, then unballing them. Daisy stares at me blankly for a minute before asking, "And then?" I pause, distracted, and then stand up. Before walking into the bathroom, I mutter, "And then?" I beat the living shit out of her. I open the medicine cabinet for a condom, and as I re-enter the bedroom, say, "She had misspelled disabled." I mean, that's not the reason I did
Fucking
what
idiot.
I did, but, you know.
Fucking moron.
I shrug. She was too ugly to rape.
Jesus.
Daisy stands up, placing the
What a
spoon next to
statement.
the Haagen-Dazs carton on the Gilbert Road design nightstand. I point. "No. Put it in the carton." "Oh, sorry," she says. She admires a Palizzetti vase while I slip on the condom. I get on top of her and we have sex, and lying beneath me, she is only a shape, even with all the halogen lamps burning. Later, we are lying on opposite sides of the bed. I touch her shoulder. "I think you should go home," I say. She opens her eyes, scratches her neck. "I think I might hurt you," I tell her. "I don't think I can control myself." She looks over at me and shrugs. "Okay, sure."
Okay, sure.
Then she starts to get dressed.
Better go.
"I don't want to
guess.
get too involved anyway," she says. "I think something bad is going to happen," I tell her. She pulls her panties on, then checks her hair in the Nabelwev mirror and nods. "I understand." After she's dressed and minutes of pure hard silence have passed, I say not unhopefully, "You don't want to get hurt, do you?" She buttons up the top of her dress and sighs without looking over at me. "That's why I'm leaving." I say, "I think I'm losing it."
Track 6.
Okay.
Paul Owen. I screened calls all morning
Oh,
long in my
fuck.
apartment,
Track.
taking none of them, glaring tiredly at a cordless phone while sipping cup after cup of decaf herbal tea. Afterwards, I went to the gym, where I worked out for 2 hours. Then I had lunch at the health bar and could barely eat half an endive with carrot dressing salad I ordered. I stopped at Barney's on my way back from an abandoned loft building I had rented a unit in somewhere around Hell's Kitchen. I had a facial. I played squash with Brewster Whipple at the Yale Club, and from there made reservations for 8 o'clock under the name Marcus Halberstam at Texarkana, where I'm going to meet Paul Owen for dinner. I choose Texarkana because I know that a lot of people I have dealings with are not going to be eating there tonight. Plus, I'm in the mood for their chili-wrapped pork and 1 or 2 Dixie beers. It's June, and I'm wearing a 2-button linen suit,
So we're in
a
June
cotton
now.
shirt, a silk tie, and leather wingtips, all by Armani. Outside Texarkana, a cheerful
We've gone like over a year in this story.
Yeah, at least.
Because it was like spring, and then it was Pride, and then it was Christmas, and now we're in June again.
black bum motions for me, explaining that he's Bob Hope's younger brother, No Hope. He holds out a styrofoam coffee cup. I think this is funny, so I give him a quarter. I'm 20 minutes late. From an open window on 10th Street, I can hear the last strains of A Day in the Life by the Beatles. The bar in Texarkana is empty, and in the dining area, only 4 or 5 tables have people at them. Owen is at a booth in the back, complaining bitterly to the waiter, grilling him, demanding to know the exact reasons why they are out of crawfish gumbo tonight. The waiter, a not bad-looking faggot, is at a loss and helplessly
we not?
lisps an excuse. Owen is in no mood for
I like that it's not bad looking, though. He looked.
But then neither am I. As I sit down, the waiter apologizes once more and then takes my drink order. J&B, straight, I stress, and a Dixie beer. He smiles while writing this down. The bastard even bats his eyelashes. And when I'm about to warn him not to attempt small talk with me, Owen barks out his drink order. Double absolute martini.
Absolutely.
And the ferry splits. This is really a beehive of activity, Halberstam, Owen says, gesturing toward the near-empty room. This place is hot. Very hot. Listen, the mud soup and the charcoal arugula are outrageous here, I tell him. Yeah, well, he grumbles, staring into his martini glass.
1 minute.
You're
Sorry.
late.
Confirm.
Hey, I'm a child of
1
divorce.
minute.
Give me a break.
I'm an idiot.
I say, shrugging.
Fine.
Thinking.
Don't worry about me.
Oh, Halberstam, you are an asshole. Yeah,
Sorry about
well,
that.
he grumbles,
It's okay.
staring into his martini
Yeah,
glass.
good.
You're late. Hey, I'm a child of divorce. Give me a break. I say, shrugging, thinking. Oh, Halberstam, you are an asshole. And then, after I've studied the menu, I see they've omitted the pork loin with lime jello. Owen is wearing a double-breasted silk and linen suit, a cotton shirt and silk tie, all by Joseph Aboud, and his tan is impeccable. But he's out of it tonight, surprisingly untalkative, and his dourness drizzles over my jovial, expectant mood, dampening it considerably. And I have suddenly resorted to making comments, such as, "Is that Ivana Trump over there?" And then, laughing, "Jeez, Patrick, I mean, Marcus, what are you thinking? Why would Ivana Trump be at Texarkana?"
Pork loin
But this
pork
doesn't
loin
make
with
dinner
lime
any less
jello.
monotonous. It doesn't help lessen the fact that Paul Owen is exactly my age, 27, or make this whole thing any less disconcerting to me. What I've mistaken at first for pomposity on Owen's part is actually just drunkenness. When I press for information about the Fisher account, he offers useless
That's
statistical
fascinating.
data
How you doing,
that I already
Chatterbear?
knew about. How Rothschild was originally handling the account, how Owen came to acquire it. And though I had Jean gather this information from my files months ago, I keep nodding, pretending that this primitive info is revelatory, and saying things like, "This is enlightening," while at the same time telling him, "I'm utterly insane,
enlightening.
and I like to dissect girls." Every time I attempt to steer the conversation back to the mysterious Fisher account, he infuriatingly changes the topic back to either tanning salons or brands of cigars, or certain health clubs, or the best places to jog in Manhattan. And he keeps guffawing, which I find totally upsetting. I'm drinking Southern beer for the first part of the meal, pre-entree, post-appetizer, then switch to Diet Pepsi midway through, since I need to stay slightly sober.
Yuck.
I'm about to tell
Diet
Owen
Pepsi.
that Cecilia,
Disgusting.
Marcus
This
Halberstam's
guy is a
girlfriend,
psycho.
has 2 vaginas, and that we plan to wed next spring in East Hampton, but he interrupts. I'm feeling, slightly mellow, he admits, drunkenly squeezing a lime onto the table, completely missing his beer mug.
Nailed it.
Uh-huh. I dip a stick of jicama sparingly into a rhubarb mustard sauce, pretending to ignore him. He's so drunk by the time dinner is over that I, 1, make him pay the check, which comes to $250. 2, make him admit what a dumb son of a bitch he really is, and 3, get him back to my place where he makes himself another drink. He actually opens a bottle of Acacia I thought I had hidden, with a Mullazzoni sterling silver wine opener that Peter Radloff bought me after we had completed the Heatherberg deal.
Uh-oh.
In my bathroom, I take out the
Scary.
axe I'd stashed in the shower,
Oh no.
pop 2 5-milligram Valium, washing them down with a tumbler full of plaques,
Like you do.
and then I move into the foyer, where I put on a cheap raincoat I picked up at Brooks Brothers on Wednesday and move toward Owen, who was bent over near the stereo system in the living room, looking through my CD collection. All the lights in the
Owen?
apartment on. the Venetian blinds closed. He straightens up and walks slowly backward, sipping from his wine glass, taking in the apartment, until he seats himself in a white aluminum folding chair I bought at the Conrad's Memorial Day sale weeks ago. And finally he notices the
Memorial Day
copies
mention!
of
Oh
U.S.
my god. Oh
Oh,
my god, this is beautiful. What a day to be alive. And an American Psycho. Yeah.
Today and W and the New York Times spread out beneath him, covering the floor to protect the polished white-stained oak from his blood. I move toward him with the axe in one hand, and with my other, I button up the raincoat. "Hey, Halberstam," he asks, managing to slur both words. "Yes, Owen," I say, drawing near. "Why are there, copies of the style section all over the place?" he asks tiredly. "You have a dog? A chow or something?" "No."
Where's the chow
Owen.
over here?
I move slowly around the chair until I'm facing him, standing directly in his line of vision. And he's so drunk, he can't even focus in on the axe.
yes, it is this part of the
He doesn't
movie.
even notice
Yes,
once
it
I've
is.
raised it high above my head. Or when I change my mind and lower it to my waist, almost holding it as if it's a baseball bat. And I'm about to swing at an oncoming ball, which happens to be Owen's head. Owen pauses, then says, "Anyway, I used to hate Iggy Pop, but now that he's so commercial, I like him a lot better than..." The axe hits him mid-sentence, straight in the face, its thick blade chopping sideways into his open mouth, shutting him up.
What do you... Wait.
Paul's eyes look up at me.
What are you telling me? Are you telling me Kyler is playing World of Warcraft?
Oh my god.
Where there's
Unpick?
miners galore?
Oh shit!
There's a whole debacle. Someone alert the presses, or Azri or something.
Uh-oh.
Call Hussy.
Time to go to jail for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Woo! Police.
Call the forever
Then
police.
involuntarily roll back into his head, then back at me. And suddenly his hands are trying to grab at the handle, but the shock of the blow has sapped his strength. There's no blood at first, no sound either, except for the newspapers under Paul's kicking feet, rustling, tearing.
What I need is to grab a clip of it, right? And then I just need to put the audio of Hussy going on like, you know what miners like? They like video games. 'Cause you're weird or whatever you fucking said. Just like over it.
Blood starts to slowly pour out of the sides of his mouth shortly after the first chop. And when I pull the axe out, almost yanking Owen out of the chair by his head, and strike him again in the face, splitting it open, his arms flailing at nothing, blood sprays out in twin brownish geysers, staining my raincoat. This is accompanied by a horrible momentary hissing noise, actually coming from the
Like a
wounds
snake?
in Paul's skull, places where bone
sorry.
and flesh no longer connect. And this is followed by a rude farting noise caused by a
Rude.
section of his brain, which due to pressure forces itself out, pink and glistening, through the wounds in his face. He falls to the floor in agony, his face just gray and bloody, except for one of his eyes, which is blinking uncontrollably. His mouth is a twisted red-pink jumble of teeth and meat and jawbone. His tongue hangs out of an open gash on the side of his cheek, connected only by what looks like a thick purple string. I scream at him once only. "Fucking stupid bastard! Fucking bastard!" I stand there, staring at the crack above the arnica that the superintendent hasn't fixed yet. It takes Paul 5 minutes to finally die, another 30 to stop bleeding. I take a cab to Owen's apartment on the Upper East Side, and on the ride across Central Park in the dead of this
Thank you.
stifling June night in the back of the taxi,
How was Walker's
it
silence
hits
through
me
this?
that
Who
I'm still
knows?
wearing the bloody raincoat. At his apartment, I let
Probably
What was
getting a
that?
circumcision. Ricky Moore asked how you're silent through this.
Yeah. Well, it's not me getting circumcised, it's Squidward.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
myself in with the keys I took from the corpse's pocket, and once inside I douse the coat with lighter fluid and burn it in the fireplace. The living room is very spare, minimalist. The walls are white pigmented concrete, except for one wall, which is covered with a trendy large-scale scientific drawing. And the wall facing Fifth Avenue has a long strip of faux cowhide paneling stretched across it. A black leather couch sits beneath it. I switch on the widescreen 31-inch Panasonic to Late Night with David Letterman, then move over to the answering machine to change Owen's message. While erasing the current one, Owen giving all the numbers he can be reached at, including the seaport, for God's sake, while Vivaldi's Four Seasons plays tastefully in the background. I wonder aloud where I should send Paul, and after a few minutes of intense debating, decide London. I'll send the bastard to England, I cackle, while turning the volume down on the TV, and then I leave the new message. My voice sounds similar to Owen's, and to someone hearing it over the phone, probably identical. Tonight, Letterman has on stupid pet tricks. A German shepherd with a Mets cap on peels and eats an orange. This is replayed twice in slow motion. Into a hand-constructed bridal leather suitcase with a khaki-colored canvas cover, extra heavy cap corners, gold straps and locks by Ralph Lauren, I pack a wool six-button double-breasted peak-lapel chalk-striped suit and one wool flannel navy suit, both from Brooks Brothers, along with a Mitsubishi rechargeable electric shaver, a silver-plated shoehorn from Barney's, a Tak Heuer sports watch, a black leather Prada currency holder, a Sharp handy copier, a Sharp dial master, his passport in its own black leather passport case, and a Panasonic portable hairdryer. I also steal for myself a Toshiba portable compact disc player and one of the discs from the original cast recording of Les Miserables still in it. The bathroom is done completely in white, except for the Dalmatian spot wallpaper covering one wall. I throw any toiletry articles I might have missed into a plastic hefty bag. Back at my apartment, his body is already in rigor mortis, and after wrapping it up in 4 cheap terry cloth towels I also bought at the Conrad's Memorial Day sale, I place Owen head first and fully dressed into a Canalino goose-down sleeping bag, which I zip up, then drag easily into the elevator, then through the lobby, past the night doorman, down the block, where I briefly run into Arthur Crystal and Kitty Martin, who've just had dinner at Café Luxembourg. Luckily, Kitty Martin is supposed to be dating Craig McDermott, who is in Houston for the night, so they don't linger, even though Crystal, the rude bastard, asked me what the general rules of wearing a white dinner jacket are. After answering him curtly, I hail a taxi, effortlessly manage to swing the sleeping bag into the back seat, hop in, and give the driver the address in Hell's Kitchen.
Effortless.
Once there, I carry the body up 4 flights of stairs until we're at the unit I own in the abandoned building. And I place
I'm supposed to believe a lick of this.
Light work. Light work. Easy.
Well, he does spend 2 hours at the gym.
Nothing prepares you for 4 flights of stairs. It's crazy. Carrying a body?
Owen's body into an oversized porcelain tub, strip off his Abood suit, and after wetting the corpse down, pour 2 bags of lime over it. Later, around 2, in bed, I'm unable to sleep. Evelyn catches me on call waiting while I'm listening to messages on 976 twat and watching a tape on the VCR of this morning's Patty Winter show, which is about deformed people. Patrick? Evelyn asks. I pause, then in a dull monotone calmly announce, "You have reached Patrick Bateman's number. He is unable to come to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone."
He did say twat.
I pause, then add, "Have a nice day." I pause again, praying to God that she has bought it, before emitting a pitiful beep. "Oh, stop it, Patrick," she says irritably. "I know it's you. What in
Believe it or not, George isn't at home.
God's name do you think you're doing?" I hold the phone out in front of me, then drop it on the floor and bang it against the nightstand. I keep pressing some of the numbers down, hoping that when I lift the receiver up to my ear, I'll be greeted by a dial tone. "Hello? Hello?" I say. Is anyone there?
It broke my screen.
Yes? Oh, for God's sake, stop it. Just stop it. Evelyn wails. Hi, Evelyn, I say cheerily, my face twisted into a grimace. Where have you been tonight? She asks. I thought we were supposed to have dinner. I thought we had reservations at Raw Space. No, Evelyn, I sigh, suddenly very tired. We didn't. Why would you think that? I thought I had it written down, she whines. I thought my secretary had written it down for me. Well, one of you was wrong, I say, rewinding the tape by remote control from my bed. Raw Space? Jesus, you are insane.
Got him.
Honey, she pouts, where were you tonight? I hope you didn't go to Raw Space without me. Oh my God, I moan. I had to rent some videotapes. I mean, I had to return some videos.
I had to rent some tape.
What else did you do? She asks, still whining. Well, I ran into Arthur Crystal and Kitty Martin, I say. They had just had dinner at Cafe Luxembourg. Oh, really? Chillingly, her interest perks up. What was Kitty wearing? An off-the-shoulder ball gown with velvet bodice and a floral pattern lace skirt by Laura Maralekos, I think.
I think.
And Arthur? Same thing. Oh, Mr. Peyton.
Same thing.
She giggles. I adore your sense of humor. Listen, it's late. I'm tired. I fake a yawn. Did I wake you? She asks worriedly. I hope I didn't wake you. Yes.
You did.
I say.
Of course.
You did. But I took your call, so it's my fault, not yours. Dinner, honey? Tomorrow? She asks, coyly expecting an affirmative response. I can't. Work.
Guys, what do you,
You practically
want to
own-
nickname this oddish that Kilda's just caught?
Twerp.
Twerp?
Yeah.
Twerp.
Twerp.
Yep, okay, great. Thank you.
Is it Pokemon Go?
Well, what do you
it's
mean,
what-
listen to the clip you just sent in the server? I'm scared. I'm so scared already.
Is it Ricky? Is it a Ricky clip?
Ricky sent me a clip.
Ooh.
It looks like it's
Play
from
the clip.
Kyler's stream. Trying to take a break
Kyler!
here, y'all. Y'all. Y'all.
We're gonna interject
stop.
with American
Please stop.
Psycho.
Why can't I just play the things I want to play?
Kyler.
Calaboo! Okay, what do we got? Let
It's a
me
good
open
vocal
it.
stem.
Like whale.
Why are you being difficult? When I download things from
Was that
Discord.
fucking Poe?
What?
I like
Hmm?
the dirt.
What'd you say?
Was that Poe?
No, that was Walters.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh, the crossed identifying keys are gonna be all over the place. Okay, how am I gonna do this though? Why are things always so difficult?
It's a nice change.
Oh my god, I can play the audio. Open media link.
It's me.
Just wants me to download it that way. Why can't I just open it
Download
here?
it. No. You need to save that to your computer so it takes up space.
I guess so. Alright. And then I'm gonna have to change this so you guys can see it. We can all be in this together.
All of this together.
I should probably open it first.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
It's a nice change.
Shush.
I used to want.
All this work for a 27-second clip. This better be good.
I
Alright?
better laugh my ass off.
Right? Fucking A. There's that. Go back to Discord. Show you guys whatever it was. Hello? There it is. Alright, here we are. Everyone ready? Hold on to your butts.
Okay, I'm ready.
Already
It's a
doing
nice
it.
change. I used to wonder why the hell the kids would watch people play games, but I got to when I first got into World of Warcraft, I would watch other people play, and it actually just was more like watching a TV show, and you get to look at all the pretty fucking lights and shit.
What?
The pretty colors
Kids watch gaming content. And now she's making gaming content. So that's fun.
Hmm.
Do they even hear the things Hussey says and think for a goddamn second how it applies to them? Because, like, the whole point is that it's not nefarious. The whole point is that. But no one is willing to fucking just say it. It's driving me up the fucking wall. Alright, where... Patrick Bateman, I need you right now. I need to get away from Girl World. It's scary here. Scarier than Bateman.
It's so true.
Somehow, American Psycho is less unhinged. No, the little tangent is fine, you know? It's good to have these things at your beck and call.
That damn company, she moans. What work? What work do you do? I don't understand. Evelyn, I sigh.
Murders and
Please.
executions.
Oh, Patrick, let's go away this summer, she says wistfully. Let's go to Edgartown or the Hamptons. I'll do that, I say. Maybe.
I just realized something and I have to share because this is a very rare moment for me and I'm gonna need you all to be here to relish it. Usually I can't find a lighter, or like one's dying, or maybe I just have one that's sturdy. I currently have 4 lighters. This is amazing.
Woo!
What a
I
day.
need to buy lighter fluid, to be honest, and just refill. I had this Playboy lighter and I fucking threw it out, and that was just such a big mistake.
Idiot.
I need a cunty lighter again, so I never lose it.
Thank you,
That's
Richard.
when I look up cunty lighter.
Cunty lighter.
Maybe I'll do that.
Did you guys see that Hussey's cup was falling apart this morning?
The one with the sequins all over it?
Dude, he's
Yeah.
eaten all the sequins off.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Without
He keeps
noticing,
getting
for sure.
hungry.
Paul Smith. I'm standing in Paul Smith talking to Nancy and Charles Hamilton and their 2-year-old daughter, Glenn. Charles is wearing a 4-button double-breasted linen suit by Reda Ailey, a cotton broadcloth shirt by Ascot Chang, a patent silk tie by Eugenio Venanzi, and loafers by Brooks Brothers. Nancy is wearing a silk blouse with mother-of-pearl sequins and a silk chiffon skirt by Valentino, and silver earrings by
Sequins.
Rena Pachoki. I'm wearing a 6-button
beautiful
double-breasted
timing.
chalk-striped wool suit and a patterned silk tie, both by Louis Boston, and a cotton Oxford cloth shirt by Luciano Barbera.
Oh my god, I literally
Glenn is
just
wearing
found
silk
a lighter
Armani.
case that has little jewels on it and like a little dangly piece, and then in little, the little beads that have letters on them. Cunt.
Beautiful. That's wonderful. Put it on the wish list.
Overalls and a tiny Mets cap. As the salesgirl rings up Charles's purchases, I'm playing with the baby while Nancy holds her, offering Glenn my platinum American Express card, and she grabs at it excitedly, and I'm shaking my head, talking in a high-pitched baby voice, squeezing her chin, waving the card in front of her face, cooing, "Yes, I'm a total psychopathic murderer. Oh, yes, I am. I like to kill people. Oh, yes, I do, honey, little sweetie pie.
Oh,
Yes,
my.
I do."
Oh my.
After
Kinky.
the office today, I played squash with Ricky Hendricks, then had drinks with Stephen Jenkins at Flutie's. And I'm supposed to meet Bonnie Abbott for dinner at Poon Cakes, the new Bishop Sullivan restaurant in Gramercy
Cakes?
Park at 8 o'clock. The
Yeah, I
Patty
know
Winters
that.
show this morning was about concentration camp survivors. I take out a Sony Watchman pocket TV, the FD-270, that has a 2.7-inch black and white mini-screen and weighs only 13 ounces, and hold it out to Glenn. Nancy asks, "How's the shad roe at Raffaelli's?" Right now, outside the store, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there.
Oh.
It's terrific, I murmur, staring happily at Glenn. Charles signs the slip, and while placing his gold American Express card back into his wallet, he turns to me and recognizes someone over my shoulder. "Hey, Lewis," Charles says, smiling. I turn around. "Hi, Charles. Hi, Nancy." Lewis Carruthers kisses Nancy's cheek, then shakes the baby's hand. "Oh, hiya, Glenn. My, you look so big." "Lewis, you know Robert Charles starts. "Pat Bateman," I say, putting the Watchman back in my pocket. "Forget it. We've met." "Oh, I'm sorry. That's right, Pat Bateman," Charles says. Lewis is wearing a wool crepe suit, a cotton broadcloth shirt, and a silk tie, all by Ralph Lauren. Like me, like Charles, he wears his hair slicked back, and he's wearing Oliver Peoples' redwood-framed glasses. Mine, at least, are non-prescription. Well, I say, shaking his hand. Lewis's grip is overly firm, yet horribly sensuous at the same time. "Excuse me, I have to purchase a tie." I wave bye-bye to Glenn once more and move off to inspect the neckwear in the adjoining room, wiping my hand against a $200 bath towel that hangs on a marble rack. Soon enough, Lewis wanders over and leans against the tie drawer, pretending to examine the ties, like I'm doing. "What are you doing here?" he whispers. "Buying a tie for my brother. It's his birthday soon." "Excuse me." I move down the rack away from him. "He must feel very lucky to have a brother like you," he says, sliding up next to me, grinning sincerely. "Maybe, but I find him completely repellent," I say. "You might like him, though." "Patrick, why won't you look at me?" Lewis asks, sounding anguished. "Look at me." Please leave me alone, Lewis," I say, my eyes closed, both fists clenched in anger. "Come on, let's have a drink at Sophie's and talk about this," he suggests, starting to plead. "Talk about what?" I ask incredulously, opening my eyes. "Well, about us." He shrugs. "Did you follow me in here?" I ask. "Into where?" "Here, Paul Smith." "Why?" "Me? Follow you? Oh, come on." He tries to laugh, scoffing at my remark. "Jesus." "Lewis," I say, forcing myself to make eye contact, "please leave me alone. Go away." "Patrick," he says, "I love you very much. I hope you realize this." I moan, moving over to the shoes, smiling wanly at a salesperson. Lewis follows. "Patrick, what are we doing here?" "Well, I'm trying to buy a tie for my brother, and..." I pick up a loafer, then sigh. "And you're trying to give me head. Figure it out." Jesus, I'm getting out of here. I move back over to the tie rack, grab one without choosing, and take it up to the register. Lewis follows. Ignoring him, I hand the salesgirl the platinum Amex card and tell her, "There's a bum outside the door." I point out the window at the crying homeless man with the bag of newspapers, standing on a bench next to the store's entrance. "You should call the police or something." She nods thanks and runs my card through the computer. Lewis just stands there, shyly staring at the ground. I sign the receipt, take the bag, and inform the salesgirl, pointing at Lewis. He's not with me. Outside, I try to wave down a cab on Fifth Avenue. Lewis hurries out of the store after me. Patrick, we've got to talk," he calls out over the roar of traffic. He runs up to me, grabbing my coat sleeve. I whirl around, my switchblade already open, and I jab it threateningly, warning Lewis to stay back.
Oh, yeah?
People move out of our way, continue walking. "Hey, whoa, Patrick," he says, holding his hands up, backing off. "Patrick!" I hiss at him, still holding out the knife, until I flag a cab down, and it skids to a stop. Lewis tries to get near me, his hand still up, and I keep the knife aimed at him, slicing the air with it, while I open the door to the cab and back in, still hissing. Then I close the door and tell the driver to head over to Gramercy Park, to Poon Cakes. Birthday Brothers. I spend all day thinking about what kind of table my brother Sean and I will be seated at tonight in the Quilted Giraffe. Since it's his birthday, and he happens to be in the city, my father's accountant, Charles Conroy, and the trustee of his estate, Nicholas Lee, both called last week, and mutually suggested that it would be in everyone's best interest to use this date as an excuse to find out what Sean's doing with his life, and perhaps to ask a pertinent question or two. And though both of these men I know despise Sean, and that the feeling is unambiguously reciprocated, it would be a good idea to get him to come to dinner, and as a lure, as bait in case he refuses, by mentioning not lightly that something bad has happened. I was on a conference call to Conroy and Lee last Wednesday afternoon. Something bad? Like what? I asked, trying to concentrate on the numbers sliding across my monitor, while simultaneously waving Jean away, even though she was holding a sheaf of papers I was supposed to sign.
Oh.
That all Michelob breweries in the Northeast are closing? That 976 Bimbo has stopped making house calls?
Bimbo.
No, Charles said, then quietly mentioned,
We're on
Tell him your
Bimbo
mother
Mention
is
2.
worse.
Oh gosh, they're
I
building.
mulled over this tactic, then said, he might not care. Tell him... Nicholas paused, then cleared his throat and rather delicately proposed,
Nicholas!
it has to do with her
Not the
estate.
Nicholas.
I looked up from the
No, we're
monitor,
safe.
lowering my Wayfarer aviator sunglasses, and stared at Jean, then lightly fingered the Zagat guy that sat next to the monitor. Pastels would be impossible. Ditto Dorsia. Last time I called Dorsia, someone had actually hung up on me, even before I asked, well, if not next month, how about January? And though I have vowed to get a reservation at Dorsia one day,
One
if not
day.
during this calendar year, then at least before I'm 30, the energy I would spend attempting this feat isn't worth wasting on Sean. Besides, Dorsey is far too chic for him. I want to make him endure this dinner, to not be allowed the pleasure of being distracted by hard bodies on their way to Nell's. Somewhere with a men's room attendant, so he would have to be painfully subtle about what is now, I'm sure, his chronic cocaine usage. I handed the Zagat to Jean and asked her to find the most expensive restaurant in Manhattan. She made a 9 o'clock reservation at the Quilted Giraffe. Things are worse at Sandstone, I tell Sean later this afternoon, around 4 o'clock. He's staying in our father's suite at the Carlisle. MTV is blasting in the background. Other voices shout over its din. I can hear a shower running. Like what? Mom made her pillow? What? I think we should have dinner, I say. Dominique, cool it, he says, then places his hand over the phone and mutters something, muffled. Hello, Sean. What's going on? I'm asking. I'll call back. He hangs up.
Rude.
I happen to like the tie I bought Sean at Paul Smith last week, and I've decided not to give it to him, though the idea of the asshole, say, hanging himself with it pleases me greatly.
What?
In fact, I decide to wear it to the Quilted Giraffe tonight. Instead of the tie, I'm going to bring him a Casio QD150 quick dialer combination wristwatch, calculator, and databank. It dials touch-tone phones sonically when held up to a mouthpiece, and it stores up to 50 names and numbers. I start laughing while putting this useless gift back into its box, thinking to myself that Sean doesn't even have 50 acquaintances. He couldn't even name 50 people.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Patty Winter show this morning was about salad bars.
What?
Sean calls at 5 from the racket club and tells me to meet him at Dorsia tonight. He just talked to Bryn, the owner, and reserved a table at 9. My mind is a mess. I don't know what to think or how to feel.
Oh.
The Patty Winter show this morning was about salad bars. Later, Dorsia, 9:30. Sean is half an hour late. The maitre d' refuses to seat me until my brother arrives. My worst fear, a reality. A prime booth across from the bar sits there, empty, waiting for Sean to grace it with his presence. My rage
just
was controlled
fuming.
barely
Yep.
by a Xanax and an Absolute on the rocks. While taking a piss in the men's room, I stare into a thin web-like crack above the urinal's handle and think to myself that if I were to disappear into that crack, say somehow miniaturize and slip into it, the odds are good that no one would notice I was gone.
No.
No one would.
I know, that's how I
care.
felt, Ricky. I had no idea that he had a brother. None. This was in the movie, I don't think.
In fact, some,
Oh,
if they
they
notice my
cut out,
absence, might feel
and I think we're getting close to it where he meets a college girlfriend. Oh my stars, it gets
Oh my stars.
a little.
Now
Little
I'm
cray-cray.
intrigued even more so.
odd, indefinable sense of relief. This is true. The world is better off with some people gone. Our lives are not all interconnected. That theory is a crock.
Fucking
Some
Evelyn
people
die
truly do
already.
not need to be here. In fact, one of them, my brother Sean, is sitting in the booth he reserved when I come out of the men's room after I've phoned the apartment and checked for messages. Evelyn's suicidal. Courtney wants to buy a chow. Lewis suggests dinner on Thursday.
Always the chow.
Sean is already chain-smoking, and I'm thinking to myself, damn, why didn't I request a table in the non-smoking section? He's shaking hands with the maitre d' as I walk over, but doesn't even bother to introduce us. I sit down and nod. Sean nods too, having already ordered a bottle of Cristal, knowing that I'm paying, also knowing, I'm sure, that I know he doesn't drink champagne. Sean, who is now 23, went to Europe last fall, or at least this is what Charles Conroy said Sean told him. And though Charles did receive a substantial bill from the Plaza Athénée, the signature on the receipts didn't match Sean's, and no one really seemed to know how long Sean was actually in France, or even if he had spent real time there.
Oh.
Afterwards, he bummed around, then re-enrolled at Camden for about 3 weeks. Now he's in Manhattan before flying to either Palm Beach or New Orleans. Predictably, tonight he's alternately moody and insistently arrogant. He has also, I've just noticed, started to pluck his eyebrows. He no longer has only one. The overwhelming urge I have to mention this to him is quelled only by squeezing my hand into a fist so tightly that I break the skin on the palm of my hand, and the biceps of my left arm bulge, then rip through the cloth of the linen Armani shirt I have on.
What?
So, you like this place? He
I'm so
asks,
pissed.
grinning.
I'm gonna
He's like
rip the
literally
shirt in
hulking
half.
out. This guy's delusions, man.
My favorite. I joke through clenched teeth. Let's order, he says, not looking at me, waving to a hardbody who brings over 2 menus and a wine list while smiling appreciatively at Sean, who in turn ignores her totally.
How many hard bodies?
I open the menu, and damn it, it's not prefix, which means that Sean orders the lobster with caviar and peach ravioli as an appetizer, and the blackened lobster with strawberry sauce as an entree, the 2 most expensive items on the menu. I order the quail sashimi with grilled brioche and the baby soft-shell crabs with grape jelly.
Whale sashimi?
A hardbody opens the bottle of Cristal and pours it into crystal tumblers, which I guess is supposed to be cool. After she leaves, Sean notices me staring at him in a vaguely disapproving manner. What? He asks. Nothing, I say. What is it, Patrick? He spaces the words out obnoxiously.
Wow.
Lobster to start with, and for an entree. What do you want me to order? The Pringle potato chip appetizer? 2 lobsters?
Jingle the Pringle.
These matchbooks are slightly larger than the lobster they serve here, he says. Besides, I'm not that hungry. Even more of a reason. I'll fax you an apology. Still, Sean, rock and roll. I know. Rock and roll. Deal with it, right? I say, holding up a hand while sipping the champagne. I wonder if it's not too late to ask one of the waitresses to bring a piece of cake over here with a candle in it, just to embarrass the shit out of him, to put the little bastard in his place. But instead, I put the glass down and ask,
It's times like this I identify with Patrick a little bit. I would totally get someone cake just to annoy the shit out of him.
listen, so, oh, Jesus. I breathe in, then force out, what did you do today? Played squash with Richard Lindquist. He shrugs contemptuously. Bought a tuxedo. Nicholas Lee and Charles Conroy want to know if you're going to the Hamptons
Ricky Mork, you know. Sometimes we become part of the cycle.
this summer. Not if I can help it, he says, shrugging. A blonde girl, close enough to physical perfection, with big tits and a Les Miserables playbill in one hand, wearing a long rayon matte jersey evening dress by Michael Kors from Bergdorf Goodman, Manolo Blahnik shoes, and gold-plated chandelier earrings by Riccardo Saberno, stops by to say hello to Sean, and though I would fuck this girl, Sean ignores her flirtatious manner and refuses to introduce me.
He's a chubby
During
chaser.
this encounter, Sean is completely rude, yet the girl leaves smiling, raising a gloved hand. We'll be at Mortimer's. Later. He nods, staring at my water glass, then waves down a waiter and orders a scotch, straight.
Is Sean just gay?
Who was that? I ask. Some babe who went to Stevens. Where'd you meet her? Playing pool at MK. He shrugs. Is she a DuPont? I ask. Why? Do you want her number? No, I just want to know if she's a DuPont. She might be, I don't know. He lights another cigarette, a Parliament, with what looks like an 18-karat gold cigarette lighter from Tiffany's.
Ooh, fancy.
She might be a friend of one of the DuPonts. I keep thinking of reasons why I'm sitting here, right now, tonight, with Sean, at Dorsia. But none come to mind.
You're at Dorsia.
Just this infinitely recurring zero floats into view. After dinner, the food is small, but very good. Sean touches nothing. I tell him that I have to meet Andrea Rothmere at Nell's, and if he wants espresso or dessert, he should order it now since I have to be downtown by midnight. Why rush? He asks. Nell's isn't that hip anymore. Well, I falter, quickly regain composure. We're just going to meet there. We're really going to... My mind races, lands on something. Chernobyl. I take another sip of champagne from the tumbler. Big
Chernobyl.
yawn. Really big yawn, he says, scanning the room. Or Contra Club East, I can't remember. Out, Stone Age, prehistory. He laughs
Prehistory.
cynically. Tense pause.
Tense pause.
How would you know? Rock and roll, he shrugs. Deal
I
with
have
it.
to steal that for my streams. Tense pause.
Well, Sean, where do you go? Immediate answer. Petty's. Oh, yes, I murmur, having forgotten that it was already open. He whistles something, smokes a cigarette. We're going to a party Donald Trump's having.
Oh,
I
God.
lie. Big fun,
fuck
very
yeah.
big fun.
Here we go
Donald's a
again.
nice guy, you should meet him.
It's gonna be the best party. It's gonna be huge.
I say. I'll introduce you to him. Really? Sean asks. Maybe, hopefully. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah, sure. Oh, right. Now, by the time I get the check, let's see, pay for it, take a cab back to my place, it will be almost midnight, which doesn't give me enough time to return yesterday's videotapes.
Oh, God.
So if I don't stop by my place, I can just go in and rent another videotape. Though on my membership, doesn't it say that you can only take out 3 at a time? So this means last night I took out 2, Body Double and Blonde Hot Dead. So I could rent one
The names of the videos are always a ride.
more, but I've forgotten I'm also part of the Gold Circle
Let's
membership
pause.
plan,
Rock and roll.
which means that if I've spent $1,000 at least in the last 6 months, then I'm allowed to rent as many videos on any given night as I want. But if I still have 2 out now, that might mean I can't take any more out, Gold Circle member or not, if the other ones haven't been returned. But Damien. You're Damien. I think I hear Sean mutter. What did you
Damien
say?
from The Omen?
I ask. looking up.
Right?
I didn't hear you. Nice tan, he says. I said, nice tan. Oh, I say, still confused about the video thing. I look down. At what, my lap? Thanks. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
He stamps his cigarette out. Fumes rise from the crystal ashtray. Then die. Sean knows I know he can probably get us into Petty's, which is the new Norman Prager Club on 59th. But I'm not going to ask him, and he's not going to offer. I place my Platinum American Express card over the check. Sean's eyes are glued to a hard body by the bar in a Thierry Mugler wool jersey dress and a Claude Montana scarf, sipping from a champagne tumbler. When our waitress comes by to pick up the check and the card, I shake my head, no. Sean's eyes finally fall on it, for a second, maybe more, and I wave the waitress back over and allow her to take it. Lunch with Bethany.
Oh.
Today I'm meeting Bethany for lunch at Vanity's, the new Evan Kiley bistro in Tribeca. And though I worked out for nearly 2 hours this morning, and even lifted weights in my office before noon, I'm still extremely nervous. The cause is hard to locate, but I've narrowed it down to one of two reasons. It's either that I'm afraid of rejection, though I can't understand why. She called me. She wants to see me. She wants to have lunch
Can't
with
see
me.
why.
She wants to fuck me again. Or, on the other hand, it could have something to do with this new Italian mousse I'm wearing, which, though it makes my hair look fuller and smells good, feels very sticky and uncomfortable, and it's something I could easily blame my nervousness on. So we wouldn't run out of things to talk about over lunch. I tried to read a trendy new short story collection called Walk that I bought at Barnes & Noble last night, and whose young author was recently profiled in the Fast Track section of New York Magazine. But every story started off with the line, "When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie," and I had to put this slim volume back into my bookshelf and drink a J&B on the rocks, followed by 2 Xanax to recover from the effort. To make up for this, before I...
Ooh, is that what you guys are gonna do when you're reading Fallon's book? I need to know. It's amore.
What
Yeah,
is
I was gonna
Fallon's book
say.
called again?
Saving Paris.
Yes.
What?
Saving Paris.
Oh,
I'll
not
say-
that. I meant the drugs.
Oh, Xanax. You're gonna need
We're gonna
Xanax to
do
recover
Xanax, I
from
guess.
Fallon's book. Here, we'll hear it one more time.
Yes.
And I had to put this slim volume back into my bookshelf,
wait.
and whose young author was recently profiled in the Fast Track section of New York Magazine. But every story started off with the line, "When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie," and I had to put this slim volume back into my bookshelf and drink a J&B on the rocks, followed by 2 Xanax to recover from the
But it
effort.
would have to be like a New Yorker
To make
song,
up for
right?
this, before I fell asleep, I wrote Bethany
I suppose, but I still think that you're gonna need some alcohol and Xanax.
a poem, and it took a long time, which surprised me, since I used to write her poems, long dark ones, quite
Oh.
often when we were both at Harvard,
Oh
before we
yeah?
broke up. God, I'm thinking to myself as I walk into Vanity's, only 15 minutes late. I hope she hasn't ended up with Robert Hall, that dumb asshole.
Yeah, right.
I pass
Robert.
by a mirror hung over the bar as I'm led to our table and check out my reflection.
Of course.
Moose looks good. The topic on the Patty Winters show this morning was, has Patrick Swayze become cynical or not? I have to stop moving as I near the table, following the maitre d'. This is all happening in slow motion. She isn't facing me, and I can only catch the back of her neck.
Who's the Barbara Walters of Girl World? Discuss amongst
Who's the
yourselves.
what?
Who's the
what a girl world?
Barbara Walters? That has all these segments on like salad
Someone
bars.
that has to ask like tough questions but talk silly, but who I don't.
It's Wody.
I'm Barbara Walters. Yeah, I'm Wody Walters.
Wody Walters!
Wody Walter.
Brown hair pinned up into a bun. And when she turns to gaze out the window, I see only part of her profile, briefly. She looks just like a model. Bethany's wearing a silk gazar blouse and a silk satin skirt with crinoline. A Paloma Picasso hunter green suede and wrought iron handbag sits in front of her on the table next to a bottle of San Pellegrino water. She checks her watch. The couple next to our table is smoking, and after I lean in behind Bethany, surprising her, kissing her cheek, I coolly ask the maitre d' to reseat us in the non-smoking section. I'm suave, but loud enough for the nicotine addicts to hear me and hopefully feel a slight twinge of embarrassment
Damn
about their
nicotine
filthy
addicts.
Be
Well?
embarrassed.
habit. I ask, standing there, arms crossed, tapping my foot impatiently. I'm afraid there is no non-smoking section, sir, the maitre d' informs me. I stop tapping my foot and slowly scan the restaurant, the bistro, wondering how my hair really looks, and suddenly I wish I had switched mousses, because since I last saw my hair, seconds
Babs liked a lot of shitheads, so maybe just saying.
ago, it feels different, as if its shape was somehow altered on the walk from bar to table. A pang of nausea that I'm unable to stifle washes warmly over me. But since I'm really dreaming all this, I'm able to ask, so you say there's no non-smoking section, is this correct? Yes, sir. The maitre d', younger than myself, faggy, innocent, an actor no doubt, adds, I'm sorry.
What a descriptor.
Well, this is very interesting. I can accept this. I reach into my back pocket for my gazelle skin wallet and press a 20 into the maitre d's uncertain fist. He looks at the bill, confused, then murmurs, thank you, and walks away as if in a daze. No, thank you, I call out and take my seat across from Bethany, nodding courteously to the couple next to us, and though I try to ignore her for as long as etiquette allows, I can't. Bethany looks absolutely stunning, just like a model. Everything's
good.
murky. I'm on edge, feverish,
Oh, no.
romantic notions.
Oh.
Didn't you smoke at Harvard? Is the first thing she says. Cigars. I say only cigars. Oh, she says. But I quit that, I lie, breathing in hard, squeezing my hands together. That's good. She nods. Listen, did you have any trouble getting reservations? I ask. I am fucking shaking. I put my hands on the table like a fool, hoping that under her watchful gaze it
hussy,
will stop
I'm
trembling.
shaking.
You don't
Look
need
at me, I'm
reservations
shaking.
here, Patrick, she says soothingly, reaching out a hand, covering one of mine with hers. Calm down. You look like a wild man. I'm Clam. I mean,
What?
calm, I say.
I'm
I'm Clam. How do you screw that up in
I
real
don't
life?
know. That's like a typing error, not a...
Breathing in hard, trying to smile, and then
I'm
involuntarily, unable to stop myself, ask, how's my hair? Your hair is fine, she says.
It's the rest
Shh,
of you.
It's okay. All right, I am all right. I try to smile again, but I'm sure it looks like a grimace. After a short pause, she comments, that's a nice suit. Henry Stewart? No, I say, insulted, touching its lapel. Garrick Anderson. It's very nice, she says, and then, genuinely concerned, are you okay, Patrick? You just twitched. Listen, I'm frazzled. I just got back from Washington, and I took the Trump shuttle this morning, I tell her, unable to make eye contact, all in a rush. It was delightful. The service, really fabulous. I need a drink. She smiles, amused, studying me in a shrewd way. Was it, she asks, not totally, I sense, without smugness. Yes. I can't really look at her, and it takes immense effort to unfold the napkin, lay it across my lap, reposition it correctly, busy myself with the wine glass, praying for a waiter, the ensuing silence causing the loudest possible sound. So, did you watch the Patty Winter show this morning? No, I was out jogging, she says, leaning in. It was about Michael J. Fox, right? No, I correct her. It was about Patrick Swayze. Oh, really? She asks. Then, it's hard to keep track. You're sure? Yes, Patrick Swayze, I'm positive. How was it? Well, it was very interesting, I tell her, breathing in air. It was almost like a debate about whether he's gotten cynical or not. Do you think he has? She asks, still
What does it
smiling.
even mean?
Well, no, I'm not
Right.
sure. I start nervously.
It really is Girl World before Girl World. Like, have they changed? They sell out
Have
now.
they become cynical?
Salad bars in girl world.
It's an interesting question. It wasn't fully explored enough. I mean, after Dirty Dancing, I wouldn't think so. But with Tiger Warsaw, I don't know. I might be crazy, but I thought I detected some bitterness. I'm not sure. She stares at me, her expression unchanged. Oh, I almost forgot, I say, reaching into my pocket. I wrote you a poem. I hand her the slip of paper. Here. I feel sick and broken, tortured,
ready for this
really
poem.
on the brink.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Patrick. She smiles. How sweet.
Oh no.
Well, you know, I say, looking down shyly. Bethany takes the slip of paper and unfolds it. Read it, I urge enthusiastically. She looks it over quizzically, puzzled, squinting. Then she turns the page over to see if there's anything on the back.
It's empty.
Something in her understands it's short, and she looks back at the words written, scrawled in red on the front of the page. It's like haiku, you know, I say. Read it, go on. She clears her throat and
haiku, let's
hesitantly
go.
begins reading, slowly, stopping often. The poor nigger on the wall. Look at him. She pauses and squints again at the paper, then hesitantly resumes. Look at the poor nigger. Look at the poor nigger on the wall.
What
She
in
stops
the world?
again, faltering, looks at me, confused,
I'm confused.
then back at the paper. Go on, I say, looking around for a waiter. Finish it.
This wasn't a haiku.
She clears her throat and, staring steadily at the paper, tries to read the rest of it in a voice below a whisper. Fuck him. Fuck the nigger on the wall. She falters again, then reads the last sentence, sighing. Black man is the
What the hell? Patrick!
The couple at the next table have slowly turned to gaze over
Totally
at us.
normal poem.
The man looks
Yeah.
aghast. The woman has an equally horrified expression on her face.
I wonder why.
I stare her down, glaring until she looks back at her fucking salad. Well, Patrick, Bethany says, clearing her throat, trying to smile, handing the paper back to me. Yes? I ask. Well? I can see that... She stops, thinking that your sense of social injustice is... She clears her throat again and looks down. Still intact. I take the paper back from her and slip it in my pocket and smile, still trying to keep a straight face, holding my body upright so she won't suspect me of cringing. Our waiter comes over to the table, and I ask him what kinds of beer they serve. Heineken, Budweiser, Amstel Light, he recites. Yes? I ask, staring at Bethany, gesturing for him to continue. That's, all, sir, he says. No Corona? No Kieran?
Nope.
No Grolsch? No Moretti?
Nope.
I ask, confused, irate.
Irate?
I'm sorry, sir, but no, he says cautiously. Only Heineken, Budweiser, Amstel Light. That's crazy, I sigh. I'll have a J&B on the rocks. No, an absolute martini. No, a J&B straight up. And
Make up
I'll
your
have another
mind.
San Pellegrino, Bethany says. I'll have the same thing, I quickly add, my leg jerking up then down uncontrollably beneath the
my.
table. Okay. Would you like to hear the specials?
Okay.
He asks. By all means, I spit out. Then, calming down, smile reassuringly at Bethany. You're sure? He laughs. Please, I say, unamused, studying the menu. For appetizers, I have the sun-dried tomatoes and golden caviar with poblano chilies, and I also have a fresh endive soup. Wait a minute.
Wait a
I say,
minute.
holding up a hand, stopping him.
Oh,
Hold
speaking
on a
of
minute.
food, I gotta go make food.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
Go make food.
Go eat your food.
But yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime.
I
Thanks
can
for
hop back on
chilling.
if you guys are still on later.
Yeah, well, it looks like we got like an hour left. Are you still in for an hour, Brittany?
I'm still in for an hour.
All right. If you come back, we'll see you. If not, we know where to find you.
Yes.
Thank
Take care.
you. Bye.
Yes, sir?
We find
The
him.
waiter asks, confused. You have? You mean the restaurant has? I correct him. You don't have any sun-dried tomatoes. The restaurant does. You don't have the poblano chilies. The restaurant does. Just,
Patrick,
clarify.
calm down.
The waiter, stunned, looks at Bethany, who handles the situation deftly by asking him, "So, how is the endive soup served?" Cold, the waiter says, not fully recovered from my outburst, sensing he's dealing with someone very, very on edge. He stops again,
I wonder why
uncertain.
you would think that.
Go on, I urge. Please go on. It's served cold, he starts again. And for entrees, we have monkfish with mango slices and red snapper sandwich on brioche with maple syrup. And
Love a
he
brioche.
checks his pad again. Cotton. Sounds delicious. Cotton, I say, rubbing my hands together eagerly. Bethany. I'll have the ceviche with
What a
leeks and
dork.
sorrel, Bethany says, and the endive with walnut dressing. Sir? The waiter asks, tentatively. I'll have... I stop, scan the menu quickly. I'll have the squid with pine nuts, and can I have a slice of goat cheese, of chèvre? I glance over at Bethany to see if she flinches at my mispronunciation. With that, and some salsa on the side. The waiter nods, leaves. We're left alone. Well. She smiles, then notices the table slightly shaking. What's wrong with your leg? My leg, oh. I look down at it, then back at her. It's the music. I like the music a lot. The
It's a
music
fake
that's playing.
leg.
What is it? She asks,
He's a
tilting her
pirate.
head, trying to catch a refrain of the New Age muzak coming from the speakers hooked to the ceiling over the bar. I think it's Belinda Carlisle, I guess. I'm not sure. But, she starts, then stops. Oh, forget it. But what? But I don't hear any singing. She smiles, looks down demurely. I hold my leg still and pretend to listen. But it's one of her songs, I say, then lamely add, I think it's called Heaven is a Place on Earth. You know it. Listen, she says. Have you gone to any concerts lately? No, I say, wishing she hadn't brought this, of all topics, up. I don't like live music. Live music? She asks, intrigued, sipping San Pellegrino water. Yeah, you know, like a band,
Like
I explain,
band.
sensing from her expression that I'm saying totally the wrong things. Oh, I forgot, I did see you too.
The broken
How were
cable
they?
leg.
She asks. I like the new CD a lot.
No, Ricky.
They were great, just totally great, just totally...
Great.
I
Say it again.
pause, unsure of what to say. Bethany raises her eyebrows quizzically, wanting to know more. Just totally
Great.
Irish.
Oh.
I've heard they're quite good live, she says, and her own voice has a light musical lilt to it. Who else do you like? Oh, you know, I say, completely stuck.
You know.
The
You know.
Kingsmen, Louie, that sort of stuff. Gosh, Patrick, she
Totally
says,
Irish.
looking at every part of my face. What? I panic, immediately touching my hair. Too much mousse? You don't like the Kingsmen? No, she laughs. I just don't remember
Hair.
you being so tan back at school. I had a tan then, didn't I? I ask. I mean, I wasn't Casper the Ghost or anything, was I?
Casper reference.
I put my elbow on the table and flex my biceps, asking her to squeeze the
Cree at?
muscle. After she touches it, reluctantly, I resume my questions. Was I really not that tan at Harvard? I ask, mock
Oh my
worriedly.
god, Patrick.
But worriedly.
Jesus.
He's a little worried about this.
No.
He's about
She
to break
laughs.
out the orange tanner.
You were definitely the George Hamilton of the class of '84. Thanks, I say, pleased. The waiter brings our drinks. 2 bottles of San Pellegrino water. Scene 2. So you're at Mill on the water. Taffeta? What is it? I ask. Her body, her skin tone seem firm and rosy. Millbank tweed, she says.
Oh.
That's where I am. Well, I say, squeezing a lime into my glass. That's just wonderful. Law school really paid off. And you're at P&P? She asks. Yes, I say. She nods, pauses, wants to say something, debates whether she should, then asks, all in a matter of seconds, but doesn't your family own... I don't want to talk about this,
Uh-oh.
I say, cutting her off.
Uh-oh.
But yes, Bethany, yes. And you still work at P&P? She asks. Each syllable is spaced so that it bursts boomingly, sonically into my head. Yes, I say, looking furtively around the room. But... She's confused. Didn't your father... Yes, of course, I say, interrupting. Have you had the focaccia at Poon Cakes? Patrick.
He doesn't want to talk about this.
Yes. What's wrong? I just don't want to talk about... I stop. About work.
Huh?
Why not? Because I hate it, I
Your
say.
family.
Now listen, have you
Your
tried
family.
Poon Cakes yet? I think Miller underrated it. Patrick, she says slowly, if you're so uptight about work, why don't you just quit? You don't have to work. Because I say, staring directly at her, I want to fit in.
Got him.
After a long pause, she smiles. I see. There's another pause. This one I break. Just look at it as, well,
Just kill her next, please.
a new approach to business, I say. How... She stalls. Sensible. She stalls again.
Sensible.
How, practical. Lunch is alternately a burden, a puzzle that needs to be solved, an obstacle. And then it floats effortlessly into the realm of relief, and I'm able to give a skillful performance. My overriding intelligence tunes in and lets me know that it can sense how much she wants me. But I hold back, uncommitted. She's also holding back, but flirting nonetheless. She has made a promise by asking me to lunch, and I panic. Once the squid is served, certain that I will never recover unless it's fulfilled.
Oh, yeah?
Other men notice her as they pass by our table. Sometimes I coolly bring my voice down to a whisper.
Cool.
I'm hearing things, noise, mysterious sounds inside my head. Her mouth opens, closes, swallows liquid, smiles, takes me in like a
Swallows
magnet,
liquid.
covered with lipstick. Mentions
Every time I hydrate now, swallows liquid. 10 spas. Oh, this is so good.
something involving fax machines.
Every time
One,
Hussy drinks out of that broken cup, swallows liquid.
Swallows liquid.
I
I always
finally
think of it
ordered
as a fool's sip.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of a fool's sip.
Like pretending.
No, it's more of like taking a sip because you're so nervous that you
Oh,
you
fair,
gotta
fair.
placate everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
and B on the rocks, then a
Swallow the
cognac.
liquids and Poon Cakes.
She has mint coconut sorbet. I touch, hold her hand
That
across the
sounds
table.
fucking disgusting.
Right?
I'm allergic to coconut.
Sun pours
like
into
coconut,
vanities.
but
The
still.
restaurant empties out. It
a
nears
lot
3.
of the food just
She
sounds
orders a glass
so
of Chardonnay,
terrible
then
in this
another.
fucking book.
Then the check.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
She is relaxed, but something happens. My heartbeat rises and falls, momentarily stabilizes. I listen carefully. Possibilities once imagined plummet. She lowers her eyes, and when she looks back at me, I lower mine. So, she asks, are you seeing anyone? My life is essentially uncomplicated, I say, thoughtfully. Caught
You
off
have
guard.
a fiance.
What does that mean? She asks. I take a sip of cognac and smile secretly to myself, teasing her, dashing her hopes, her dreams of being reunited. Are you seeing anyone, Patrick? She asks. Come on,
Few people.
tell me. Thinking of Evelyn, I murmur to myself,
Evelyn, huh?
yes. Who? I hear her ask. A very large bottle of Deserel, I say in a faraway voice, suddenly very sad. What?
Very sad.
She asks, smiling. But then she realizes something and shakes her head. I shouldn't be drinking. No, I'm not really, I say, snapping out of it. Then, not of my own accord. I mean, does anyone really see anyone? Does anyone really see anyone else? Did you ever see me? See? What does that mean?
Yes.
See? I just don't get it.
The letter
I laugh.
C.
After taking this in, she says, nodding, that has a certain kind of tangled logic to it, I suppose.
Word
Another
salad.
long pause, and I fearfully ask the next question.
Are you-
Well, are you seeing anyone? She
Oh, yeah.
smiles, pleased with herself, and still looking down, admits with incomparable clarity, well, yes, I have a boyfriend, and... Who? What?
that Robert
She looks
guy
up.
or whatever.
Who is he? What's his name? Robert Hall. Why?
Oh no.
With Solomon Brothers? No, he's a chef.
Oh,
With Solomon
fuck.
Brothers? Patrick, he's a chef and a co-owner of a restaurant. Which one?
Solomon Brothers?
Does it matter? No, really. Which one? I ask. Then under my breath, I want to cross out of my Zagat guide. It's called Dorsia, she says.
Oh no.
Then-
Oh,
Patrick-
fuck.
Oh
you
no.
No.
Yes, my brain does explode and my stomach bursts open inwardly. A spastic, acidic, gastric reaction. Stars and planets, whole galaxies made up of entirely
This is Woody's GI problem in a nutshell.
little white chef hats race over the film of my vision. I choke out another question. Why Robert Hall? I ask. Why him? Well, I don't
Why?
know, she says, sounding a little tipsy. I guess it has to do with being 27 and... Yeah, so am I. So is half of Manhattan. So what? That's no excuse to marry Robert Hall. Marry? She asks, wide-eyed, defensive. Did I say that?
That's why he's not streaming.
Didn't you say marry? No, I didn't. But who knows? She shrugs. We might. Terrific. As I was saying,
Now he's
Patrick,
pissed. Terrific.
she glares at me, but in a
Terrific.
playful way that makes me sick. I think you know that, well,
You're sick.
time is running out. That biological clock just won't stop ticking, she says. And I'm thinking, my God, it took only 2 glasses of Chardonnay to get her to admit this. Christ, what a lightweight. I want to have children. With Robert Hall? I ask, incredulous. You might as well do it with Captain Lou Albano, for Christ's sakes. I just don't get you, Bethany.
I'll get you.
She touches her napkin, looking down, and then out onto the sidewalk where waiters are setting up tables for dinner. I watch
Could
them,
have been
too.
me.
Why
I
do I
could have been a
sense
contender.
hostility on your part, Patrick? She asks softly, then sips her wine. Maybe because I'm hostile, I spit out. Maybe because you sense this. Jesus, Patrick, she says, searching my face, genuinely upset.
Oh.
I thought you and Robert were friends.
That's what I thought.
What? I ask. I'm confused. Weren't you and Robert friends? I pause, doubtful. Were we? Yes, Patrick, you were. Robert Hall, Robert Hall, Robert Hall, I muttered to myself, trying to remember. Scott-
You hate this guy and don't want your ex to be dating him specifically. But you don't remember him? Are you Blaze?
Robert Hall.
Scholarship student?
Robert Hall. I don't know. I don't know.
President of our senior class? I think about it a second longer than add. Weak chin? No, Patrick, she says. The other Robert Hall. I'm confusing him with the other Robert Hall, I ask. Yes, Patrick,
Simple mistake.
she says, exasperated.
Bobby Hall, really.
Inwardly cringing, I close my eyes and sigh. Robert Hall. Not the one whose parents own half of, like, Washington? Not the one who was, I gulp, captain of the crew team, 6 feet? Yes, she says, that Robert Hall. But I stop. Yes?
Sorry, Noodles.
But what? She seems prepared to wait for an answer. But he was a fag, I blurt out. No, he was not,
Wow.
Patrick.
He
She
is
says,
not.
clearly offended. I'm positive
He's
he was
normal.
a fag.
That's why you're talking this conversation with Patrick Bateman.
I start nodding my head. Why
He's
are you
just
so
fine.
positive? She asks, not amused. Because he used to let frat guys, not the ones in my house, like, you know, gangbang him at parties and tie him up and stuff.
Whoa.
At least, you know, that's what I've heard. I say sincerely.
You were there.
And then, more humiliated than I have ever been in my entire life, I confess. Listen, Bethany. He offered me a
blowy.
a blowjob once in the
Oh, shit.
civics section of the library. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
fuck.
She gasps,
Golly.
disgusted. Where's the check? Didn't Robert Hall
I
get kicked
gotta
out
go.
for doing his thesis on Babar? Or something like Babar, I ask. Babar the
Babar
elephant?
the elephant?
The, oh, Jesus. French elephant? What are you talking about? Listen to me, I say. Didn't he go to business school at Kellogg? At Northwestern, right? He dropped out, she says, without looking at me. Listen. I touch her hand. She flinches and pulls back. I try to smile. Robert Hall's not a fag. I can assure you of that, she says a tad too smugly. How can anyone get indignant over Robert Hall? Instead of saying, oh yeah, you dumb sorry bitch, I say soothingly, I'm sure you can. Then, tell me about him. I want to know how things stand with the two of you. And then, smiling, furious, full of rage, I
Full of
apologize.
rage.
I'm sorry. It takes some time, but she finally relents and smiles back at me, and I ask her once again, tell me more. And then, under my breath, smiling a rictus at her, I'd like to slice open your beaver.
Oh my.
The Chardonnay has mellowed her, so she softens
Fucking-
and talks freely.
Sliced open beaver.
I think about other things while she describes her
I
recent
don't like
past.
sliced
Air,
open beavers.
water, sky, time, a moment, a point somewhere when I wanted to show her everything beautiful in the world. I have no patience for revelations, for new beginnings, for events that take place beyond the realm of my immediate vision. A young girl, a freshman, I met in a bar in Cambridge my junior year at Harvard, told me early one fall that life is full of endless possibilities.
Oh, beautiful.
I tried valiantly not to choke on the beer nuts I was chewing while she gushed this kidney stone of wisdom, and I calmly washed them down with the rest of a Heineken, smiled and concentrated on the dart game that was going on in the corner. Needless to say, she did not live to see her sophomore year. That winter, her body was found floating in the Charles River, decapitated. Her head hung from a tree on the bank, her hair knotted around a low-hanging branch 3 miles away. My rages at Harvard were less violent than the ones now, and it's useless to hope that my disgust will vanish.
Oh,
There
yeah.
is just no way.
No way, Jose.
Oh, Patrick, she's saying, you're still the same. I don't know if that's good or bad. Say it's good. Why, is it? She asks, frowning. Was it? Then? You only knew one facet of my personality, I say. Student,
You don't really get
Lover.
me.
Right?
she asks, her voice reminding me of someone human. My eyes fall on her coldly, untouched.
You're talking to a human
Out on
being.
the street,
Nope.
music that sounds like salsa blares.
Exes aren't human.
The waiter finally brings the check. I'll pay for it, I sigh. No, she says, opening her handbag. I invited you. But I have a Platinum American Express card, I tell her. But
Hmm.
so do I, she
Oh.
says, smiling. I pause, then watch her place the card on the tray the check came on.
He opened
Violent
doors.
convulsions seem close at hand if I do not get up. The women's movement, wow. I smile, unimpressed. Outside, she waits on the sidewalk while I'm in the men's room throwing up my lunch, spitting out the squid undigested and less purple than it was on my plate. When I come out of Vanities onto the street, putting on my Wayfarers, chewing a cert, I murmur something to myself, and then I kiss her on the cheek and make up something else. Sorry it took so long. Had to call my lawyer. Oh? She acts concerned. The dumb bitch.
Maxwell.
Just a friend of mine. I shrug. Bobby Chambers.
I
He's
give
in
him
prison.
a chart.
Some friends of his, well, mainly me, are trying to remount his defense. I say, with another shrug, then changing the subject. Listen. Yes? She asks, smiling. It's late. I don't want to go back to the office, I say, checking my Rolex. The sun, setting, glints off it, momentarily blinding her. Why don't you come up to my place? What? She laughs. Why don't you come up to my place?
Oh no, the audio shift.
I suggest again. Patrick. She laughs suggestively. Are you serious? I have a bottle of, if we say, chilled, huh? I say, arching my eyebrows. Listen, that line might have worked at Harvard, but... She laughs, then continues. We're older now, and... She stops. And? What? I ask. I shouldn't have had that wine at lunch, she says again.
Ruh-roh.
We start walking. It's 100 degrees outside. Impossible to breathe. It's not day, it's not night. The sky seems yellow. I hand a beggar on the corner of Duane
Oh,
and
we're in
Greenwich
the
$1,
alternate universe
just to
now?
impress her.
Simpsons world?
Listen.
Listen.
Come over, I say again, almost whining. Come on over. I can't, she says. The air conditioning in my office is broken, but I can't. I'd like to, but I can't. Ah, come on, I say, grabbing her shoulders, giving them a good-natured squeeze. Patrick, I have to be back at the office, she groans, protesting weakly. But you'll be sweltering in there, I point
Weltering.
out. I have no choice. Come on. Then, trying to entice her, I have a 1940s Durgan Gorham 4-piece sterling silver tea and coffee set I'd like to show you. I can't, she
Oh.
laughs, putting on her sunglasses. Bethany,
Can't.
I say, warning her. Listen,
Bethany.
she says, relenting. I'll buy you a Dove bar. Have a Dove bar instead. I'm appalled. Do you know how many grams of fat, of sodium, are in the chocolate covering alone? I gasp, mock horrified. Come on, she says. You don't need to worry about that. No, you come on, I say, walking in front of her for a little while, so she won't sense any aggressiveness on my part. Listen, come by for a drink, and then we'll walk over to Dorsia, and I'll meet Robert, okay? I turn around, still walking, but backward now. Please? Patrick, she says, you're begging. I really want to show you that Durgan Gorham tea set. I pause.
Come on.
Please.
It'll be fun.
I pause
It'll
again.
be a good
It cost
time.
me $3,500. She stops walking
That's a
because
lot of
I stop.
money.
Looks down, and when she looks back up, her brow, both cheeks, are damp with a layer of perspiration, a fine sheen.
Ricky.
She's hot. She sighs, smiling to herself.
You're gonna die, bitch.
She looks at her watch. Well, I ask. If I did, she starts. Yes, I ask, stretching the word out. If I did, I have to make a phone call. No, negative, I say, waving down a cab. Call from my place. Patrick, she protests. There's a phone right over there. Let's go now, I say. There's a taxi. in the cab heading up toward the Upper West Side. She says, "I shouldn't have had that wine. Are you drunk?"
Yeah. probably
"No,"
not.
she says,
Be
fanning
safe out
herself
there,
with a
girls.
playbill from Les Miserables someone left in the back seat of the cab, which isn't air-conditioned. And even with both windows open, she keeps fanning herself. Just slightly tipsy. We both laugh for no reason, and she leans into me, then realizes something and pulls back. "You have a doorman, right?" she asks, suspiciously. "Yes." I smile, turned on by her unawareness of just how close to peril she really is. Inside my apartment, she moves into the living room area,
no.
nodding her head
Here we go.
approvingly, murmuring, "Very nice, Mr. Bateman, very nice." Meanwhile, I'm locking the door, making sure it's bolted shut. Then I move over to the bar and pour some J&B into a glass while she runs her hand over the Wurlitzer jukebox, inspecting it. I've started growling to myself, and my hands are shaking so badly I decide to forgo any ice. And then I'm in the living room, standing behind her while she looks up at the David Annika that's hung above the fireplace. She cocks her head, studying it. Then she starts giggling and looks at me, puzzled. Then back at the Annika, still laughing. I don't ask what's wrong, I could care less. Downing the drink in a single gulp, I move over to the Anaholian white oak armoire where I keep a brand new nail gun I bought last week at a hardware store near my office in Wall Street. After I've slipped on a pair of black leather gloves, I make sure the nail gun is loaded. "Patrick?" Bethany asks, still giggling. "Yes," I say. Then, "Darling." "Who hung the Annika?" she asks. "You like it?" I ask. "It's fine, but..." She stops, then says, "I'm pretty sure it's hung upside down." "What?" "Who hung the Annika?" "I did," I say, my back still to her. "You've hung the Annika
no.
upside down." She
Don't
laughs.
laugh at the crazy guy.
I'm standing at the armoire, squeezing the nail gun, getting used to its weight in my gloved fist. "I can't believe it's upside down," she says. "How long has it been this way?"
She's gonna get it.
"A millennium,"
She's gotta
I
be
whisper, turning
upside
around,
down
nearing
here in a
her.
minute.
"What?" she asks, still studying the Annika.
Huh?
I said, "What in the fuck are you doing with Robert Hall?" I whisper. "What did you say?" As if in slow motion, like in a movie, she turns around. I wait until she's seen the nail gun and the gloved hands to scream, "What the fuck are you doing with Robert Hall?" Perhaps on instinct, perhaps from memory, she makes a futile dash for the front door, crying out. Though the Chardonnay has dulled her reflexes,
Oh, no.
the scotch I've drunk has sharpened mine, and
Is that how that
effortlessly, I'm leaping in front of her, blocking her escape, knocking her unconscious with 4 blows to the head from the nail gun. I drag her back into the living room, laying her across the floor over a white Volocutro cotton sheet. And then I stretch her arms out, placing her hands flat on thick wooden boards, palms up, and nail 3 fingers on each hand at random to the wood by their tips.
Jesus.
This causes her to regain consciousness, and she starts screaming. After I've sprayed mace into her eyes, mouth, into her nostrils, I place a camel hair coat from Ralph Lauren over her head, which drowns out the screams, sort of. I keep shooting nails into her hands until they're both covered. Nails bunched together, twisted over each other in places, making it impossible for her to try and sit up. I have to remove her shoes, which slightly disappoints me. But she's kicking at the floor violently, leaving black scuff marks on the stained white oak. During this period, I keep shouting, "You bitch!"
Oh.
And then my voice drops away to a heavy, raspy whisper, and into her ear I drool the line, "You fucking cunt." Finally, in agony, after I've taken the coat off her face, she starts pleading, or at least tries to, the adrenaline momentarily overpowering the pain. "Patrick, oh God, stop it, please. Oh God, stop hurting me. But typically the pain
Well,
returns.
you shouldn't have
It's
talked
too
about the
intense
damn
not
Monica
to.
girl.
And she passes out again and vomits while unconscious. And I have to hold her head up so she doesn't choke on it.
Fucking Corva.
And then I mace her again. The fingers
Oh.
I haven't nailed, I try to bite off, almost succeeding on her left thumb, which I managed to chew all the flesh off of, leaving the bone exposed. And then I mace her, needlessly, once more. I place the camel hair coat back over her head, in case she wakes up screaming. Then set up the Sony palm-sized handycam so I can film all of what follows. Once it's placed on its stand and running on automatic with a pair of scissors, I start to cut off her dress, and when I get up to her chest, I occasionally stab at her breasts, and accidentally, not really, slicing off one of her nipples through the bra.
Not really.
She starts screaming again once I've ripped her dress off, leaving Bethany in only her bra.
That's when?
Its right cup darkened with blood, and her panties, which are soaked with urine, saving them for later. I lean in above her and shout over her screams. Try to scream! Scream! Keep screaming! I've opened all the windows and the door to my terrace, and when I stand over her, the mouth opens, and not even screams come out anymore. Just horrible, guttural, animal-like noises, sometimes interrupted by retching sounds. Scream, honey, I urge. Keep screaming! I lean down even closer, brushing her hair back. No one cares. No one will help you. She tries to cut out again, but she's losing consciousness, and she's capable of only a weak moan. I take advantage of her helpless state, and removing my gloves, force her mouth open, and with the scissors cut out her tongue, which I pull easily from her mouth, and hold in the palm of my hand, warm and still bleeding, seeming so much smaller than in her mouth. And I throw it against the wall where it sticks for a moment, leaving a stain before falling to the floor with a tiny wet slap. Blood gushes out of her mouth, and I have to hold her head so she won't choke. Then I fuck her in the mouth, and after I've ejaculated and pulled out, I mace her some more.
Stop.
Later, when she briefly regains consciousness, I put on a pork pie hat I was given by one of my girlfriends freshman year at Harvard. Remember this? I shout, towering over her. And look at this! I scream triumphantly, holding up a cigar. I still smoke cigars!
Got him.
Ha! See?
Idiot.
A cigar! I light it with steady, blood-stained fingers. And her face, pale to the point of blueness, keeps contracting, twitching with pain. Her eyes, dull with horror, close, then open halfway, her life reduced to nightmare. And another thing, I yell, pacing. It's not Garrick Anderson either. The suit is by Armani. Giorgio Armani.
Bimbo bitch.
I pause spitefully and leaning into her sneer. And you thought it was Henry Stewart. Jesus. I slap her hard across the face and hiss the words, dumb bitch.
Got him.
Spraying her face with spit. But it's covered with so much mace that she probably can't even feel it. So I mace her again, and then I try to fuck her in the mouth once more.
God!
But I can't come, so I stop.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Thursday.
It was only fun the first time.
Thursday.
Later, the next night, in fact, three of us, Craig McDermott, Courtney, and myself, are in a cab heading toward Nell's and talking about Evian water. Courtney, in an Armani mink, has just admitted, giggling, that she uses Evian for ice cubes, which sparks a conversation about the differences in bottled water. And at Courtney's request, we each try to list as many brands as we can. Courtney starts, counting each name off on one of her fingers.
One finger?
Well,
What? Oh, I guess like...
well, there's Sparkal, Perrier, San Pellegrino, Poland Spring, Calistoga.
Aquafina?
She stops, stuck, and looks over at McDermott for help.
Water.
Voss.
He sighs, then lists
Ooh, Voss.
Canadian Spring, Canadian Calm, Montclair, which is also from Canada, Vittel
What is it,
from
like
France,
Crystal Geyser?
Croto,
Ooh,
which
yep.
is Italian. He stops and rubs his chin thoughtfully,
Kirkland.
thinking of one more, then announces it as if surprised. Elon. And though it seems he's on the verge of naming
Elon
another one,
Musk.
Craig lapses into an unilluminating silence. Elon? Courtney asks. It's from Switzerland, he says. Oh, she says. Then turns to me. It's your turn, Patrick. Staring out the window of the cab, lost in thought, the silence I'm causing fills me with a nameless dread. Numbly, by rote, I list the following. You forgot Alpenwasser, Down Under, Shot, which is from Lebanon, Cabal, and Cold Springs. I said that one already. Courtney cuts in accusingly. No, I said. You said Poland Spring. Is that right? Courtney murmurs, then tugging at McDermott's overcoat. Is he right, Craig? Probably. McDermott shrugs. I guess. You must also remember that one should always buy mineral water in glass bottles. You shouldn't buy it in plastic ones. I say ominously, then wait for one of them to ask me why.
Boss.
Why? Courtney's voice is tinged with actual interest. Because it oxidizes, I explain. You want it to be crisp, with no aftertaste. After a long, confused, Courtney-like pause, McDermott admits, staring out the window. He's right. I don't really understand the differences in water, Courtney murmurs. She's sitting between McDermott and myself in the back of the cab, and under the mink has on a wool twill suit by Givenchy, tights by Calvin Klein, and shoes by Warren Susan Allen Edmonds. Earlier in the same cab, when I touched the mink suggestively, with no intent other than to check its quality, and she could sense this, Courtney quietly asked me if I had a breath mint. I said nothing. What do you mean? McDermott inquires solemnly. Well, she says, I mean, what's really the difference between something like spring water and natural water, for instance? Or, I mean, is there one?
Oh?
Courtney. Natural water is any water from an underground source.
If he loves anything more than murder, it's mansplaining.
Craig sighs, still staring out the window. Mineral content hasn't been changed, although the water may have been disinfected or filtered. McDermott is wearing a wool tuxedo with notched lapels by Gianni Versace, and he reeks of Xerius. I momentarily break out of my conscious inertia to explain further. And in spring water, minerals have been added or removed, and it's usually filtered, not processed. I pause. 75% of all bottled water in America is actually spring water.
Whoa.
I pause again, then ask the cab, did anyone know that? A long, soulless pause
No
follows.
one knew that.
And then Courtney
no one
asks
gives
another
a fuck
question.
Either.
This one only half finished. The difference is between...
Someone asked a question that most people nowadays would Google, and Patrick's like, I know the answer.
Distilled
Anybody
and
want to
purified
ask me
water
why it's so
is-
interesting?
Right? Who
I'm not
cares?
really listening to any of this conversation, not even to myself, because I'm thinking of ways to get rid of Bethany's body, or at least debating whether or not I should keep it in my apartment another day or so.
Oh my.
If I
Get rid of
decide
it,
to get
bro.
rid of it
It's gonna stink
tonight,
up
I
your
can
house.
easily stuff what's left of it into a hefty garbage bag and leave it in the stairwell. Or I can exert the
He
extra
even uses
effort.
See,
branded
that's
garbage
not
bags.
how you get rid of bodies. I don't care where you live. That's wild.
And drag it into the street, leaving it with the rest of the trash on the curb. I could even take it to the apartment in Hell's Kitchen and pour lime over it, smoke a cigar, and watch it dissolve while listening to my Walkman. But I want to keep
That
the
sounds
men's
pretty
bodies
cool, I
separate
guess.
from the women's. And besides, I also want to watch Blood Hungry, the videotape I rented this afternoon. Its ad line reads, "Some clowns make you laugh, but Bobo will make you die, and then he'll eat your body."
Nice.
And a midnight trip to Hell's Kitchen, even without a stop at Bellevue's for a small bite to eat, wouldn't give me
Bobo
enough
banana
time.
over here.
Bethany's bones and most of her intestines and flesh will probably get dumped into the incinerator down the hall from my apartment.
You have an
Courtney
incinerator
McDermott
Right?
and I
How
just left a Morgan
bad it
Stanley
stinks?
party that took place near the seaport
Oh,
at
who's
the tip of
cooking
Manhattan
pork?
in a new club
No one's
called
asking.
Gold Card.
Long pig.
Seemed like a vast city of its own, and where I ran into Walter Rhodes, total Canadian, whom I haven't seen
Total
since
Canadian.
Exeter,
Uh-oh,
and
Canadian
who also, like
slander.
McDermott,
Yeah, maple
Total
lovers.
Canadian.
reeked of Sirius. And I actually told him, listen, I'm trying to stay away from people. I'm avoiding even speaking to them. And then I asked to be excused. Only slightly stunned, Walter said,
Hello.
Sure, I
Hello. How's it
understand."
going, Michelle?
All right, how are you?
Pretty
Hey,
good.
Michelle.
We're just listening
I
to
haven't seen you or Brittany, Val, on my morning show today. I don't know if you saw the
I've been
crazy.
streaming a lot because I've had to cover a lot of shit lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been just
I
kind
was
of on the
asleep.
grind. Yeah, and
And
she
then I
has
woke up late.
Keldoge visiting, so.
Yep.
When you get a chance, do watch the replay. I mean, also check out Lumi's show on Sunday
Of
because
course,
it's
Michelle.
kind of where some of it initially comes up. That's kind of interesting. But I'm glad you took my advice, at least for some of your shows, because it does make it easier.
Yeah, it just kind of depends on how I'm interacting with the audience, I suppose.
Yeah. We done thought about doing something similar to what I do. Just one night a week, at least. Just one night a week. You open up the Discord and just say, just come into my Discord area and just come on and speak up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be switching up what kinds of shows. This has kind of been like a journey into Kick and trying some other things out. So the Discord thing's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Discord's got its advantages because one, if you got a really loud person, you can turn the volume down.
Right.
So, unlike Google Meets where it's you turn the volume down, it's going to turn down the volume for everybody. You can just turn down the volume on the individual person.
Yeah, StreamYard kind of has that too. That's what I usually use when I want randos from the audience to come up, as opposed to my
Yeah, I know
Discord.
StreamYard has a feature. I know that Restream has it too.
Right.
The thing is that everybody is using Discord, so that's why I'm saying is Discord is good because it simplifies things.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, coming up in a little bit. I got a meeting up with somebody else online, but
Oh, well, have fun.
just wanted to say hi and ask you guys to come by. You and Keldos can come by like sometime soon. Of course,
Yeah, whenever
let
we have
the
the time,
audience
Michelle.
know that's on Wednesday night. We're supposed to be driving the truck again in the UK, and then Thursday night is going to be Tech Talk, and then Friday is going to be another story night. Continuing on where we left off last week. And then Saturday night is the Open Discord Lounge streams.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I'm probably gonna step a little bit away from the drama stuff for a minute, so hopefully I'll have a bit more time. I just needed to cover some
I'm
stuff.
not really into the drama stuff
Right,
either.
that's the problem. Yeah, is I didn't want to cross streams too much anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what's going on with Galaxy Eyes? It did hurt me that today. If you listen to the replay, you'll understand that why.
I'll have to take a look at that. I missed it this morning.
He walked away
What
from the
happened with-
community.
No.
Oh, really?
Also, a lot of the people are unsubbing now from the community too.
Huh. I feel
But
like
how much
numbers
is a
have been
lot,
kind of weird
Michelle?
lately too. Something's going on.
Yeah, there's also been some strange stuff going on with YouTube too.
Right. I felt like my numbers dipped. I feel like my views got back up. But I feel like I'm seeing other people lose a lot of subs, which you usually don't see at all, really. Like, one or two at a time.
I've seen a huge drop in views.
Yeah. Yeah, what
And
happened with Galaxy
large
Eyes?
number
Is it
of
the
subs.
same kind of stuff that was going on before?
Yeah, apparently it's more of what little I understand of it is that they're trying to pressure Galaxy Eyes to go out with Hammer and Nails She's like,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not interested.
yeah, that's uncomfy.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, she lives 3,000 plus miles away from the guy, so that's. But yet at the same
Not gonna
time,
happen.
she knows that I also care about her too, and she knows I'm interested in her also.
Mm.
So when she when she stormed out of the community, I thought I did something wrong, and that's why it took the air out of my balloon this morning. I was like, "What the hell did I do wrong?"
Right.
And like they said, you didn't do anything wrong. It just they said to me, it's between him and her. I said, well, okay, that's fine, but why is everybody leaving my group? What did I do to deserve this?
You didn't get the notice, Cree? You were upset? I'm sorry to hear that. Welcome. Yeah, like, I do feel like, actually, for a minute, like, I feel like the techs, like, the various streaming services have all been kind of crap lately. I feel like people have been, like, very ornery lately. So I wouldn't take it too personally. I think things are just kind of awry right now. Blame the stars.
Yeah, well, I'm glad the situation in California has been resolved, at least in a much more safer way than it could have gone.
Right.
There's no risk of the tank exploding from pressure buildup because the tank got a rip in it.
Yeah.
So the toxic fumes have been venting out, which is good. Um, but still, you know, most people think some people think or jokingly saying I was a narcissist. I said, excuse me, I don't think so. And Brock confirmed it from listening to the chat. Brock said, you're not a narcissist. You don't even have the DSM-5 requirements for it.
Right. I don't think you're a narcissist. You don't give me that vibe at all.
But she said, I could certainly see that you are very hurt. That doesn't make a lot of sense to some people. Anyway, so I don't know what you're covering right now because if I turn this on the screen, I'm gonna get lots of echo. But let me see if I can turn this on and then set the stream to silence, or maybe I can set the silence and then no, I can't. I get to watch it first.
Yeah, if you got your headphones on, you could do it that way, or you could mute unless you want to talk. I'm just listening to American Psycho. It's kind of a heavy ride, so if it's not your thing, don't.
There's violence in it.
The's a lot of
Like,
weird
Alright,
sexual violence.
Alright,
Yeah.
So first of all, the most concerning thing to do is mute the sound. So right now, oh, you're talking about something that's kind of violent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We got a
All right.
heavy topic today.
Yeah, let's just take our morning show. I think you'll get right into the morning show for that reason.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to pick it up after I'm done here.
We did have something good happen, though. We had over 200 plus views. It was supposed to be a dual format stream, but it seems that the dual format part on YouTube side doesn't work.
Right. Yeah,
So why are
something's
you
off.
suggesting a feature that no one on their phones can even see?
Yeah. Right.
So, well, that's just about all I'm going to say about that. All right, so I'm going to let you
Sound
guys get back to your normal routine. I just wanted to drop by and say hi and remind
Nice seeing you,
all that
Michelle.
we still would love to see you guys come by tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll try to be around more often. It's just been a busy week, I guess.
I know,
Couple weeks,
I know.
maybe.
All right, so I'll talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you
All right,
soon,
I'll see you
Michelle.
soon, Michelle.
Yeah, end call.
Yeah, we'll be around. Yeah.
Had to warn Michelle in case she sat in on this.
Right, yeah, this
is her
one's
cup of
this
tea.
like dunk and egg, come on by. We'll have a good time. There will be some gruesome parts, but it's not this.
It definitely is not.
I'm wearing a
this.
6-button double-breasted wool crepe tuxedo with pleated trousers and a silk gross-grain bow tie, all by Valentino. Lewis Carruthers is in Atlanta for the week. I did a line of coke with Herbert Giddies at Gold Card, and before McDermott hailed this cab to head for Nell's, I took a halcyon to get rid of the edge from the cocaine, but it hasn't sunk in yet. Courtney seems attracted to McDermott, And since her ChemBank card wasn't functioning tonight, at least not at the automated teller we stopped at, the reason being she uses it too often to cut lines of coke with, though she would never admit to this. Cocaine residue has at various times fucked up my card also, and McDermott's was working. She bypassed mine in favor of his, which means knowing Courtney that she wants to fuck McDermott. But it really doesn't matter. Even though I'm more handsome than Craig, we both look pretty much the same. Talking animals were the topic of this
Everyone in the 80s must have been as smooth as butter with all that wool wearing. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
morning's Patty Winter show. An octopus was floating in a makeshift aquarium with a microphone attached to one of its tentacles, and it kept asking, or so its trainer, who is positive that mollusks have vocal cords, assured us, for cheese.
Cheese?
I watched, vaguely transfixed, until I started to sob. A beggar dressed as a Hawaiian frets over a garbage can on the darkened corner of 8th and 10th. With distilled or purified water, McDermott is saying, most of the minerals have been removed. The water has been boiled and the steam condensed into purified water. Whereas distilled water has a flat taste and it's usually not for drinking. I find myself yawning. And mineral water? Courtney asks. It's not defined by the... McDermott and I start simultaneously. Go ahead, I say, yawning again, causing Courtney to yawn also. No, you go ahead, he says apathetically. It's not defined by the FDA, I tell her. It has no chemicals or salts or sugars or caffeine. And sparkling water gets its fizz from carbon dioxide, right? She asks. Yes. Both McDermott and I nod, staring straight ahead. I knew that, she says hesitantly, and by the tone of her voice I can sense without looking over that she probably smiles when she says this. But only by naturally sparkling water, I caution, because that means the carbon dioxide content is in the water at its source.
Oh.
Club soda and seltzer, for example, are artificially carbonated, McDermott explains. White Rock seltzer is an exception, I mention, nonplussed by McDermott's ridiculous, incessant one-upmanship. Ramlosa sparkling mineral water is also very good. The cab is about to turn onto 14th Street, but maybe 4 or 5 limousines are trying to make the same right, so we miss the light. I curse the driver, but an old Motown song from the 60s, maybe it's the Supremes, plays muted up front, the sound blocked by the fiberglass partition. I try to open it, but it's locked and won't slide across. Courtney asks, what kind should you drink after exercising? Well, I sigh, whatever it is, it should be really cold. Because? She asks. Because it's absorbed faster than if it was at room temperature. Absently, I check my Rolex. It should probably be water, Evian, but not in plastic. My trainer says Gatorade's okay, McDermott counters. But don't you think water is the best fluid replacer since it enters the bloodstream faster than any other liquid? I can't help but add, buddy.
Buddy.
I check my watch again. If I have one J&B on the rocks at Nell's, I can make it home in time to watch all of Blood Hungry by 2. Again, it's silent in the cab, which moves steadily forward toward the crowd outside the club. The limousines dropping off passengers, then moving on, each of us concentrating on that, and also on the sky above the city, which is heavy, looming with dark clouds. The limousines keep blaring their horns at each other, solving nothing. My throat, because of the coke I did with Giddies, feels parched, and I swallow trying to wet it. Posters for a sale at Crabtree and Evelyn line the boarded windows of abandoned tenement buildings on the other side of the street. Spell mogul, Bateman. How do you spell mogul?
M-O-G-U-L.
M-O-G-U-L.
The
Mogul. Mogul. Ice, ghosts, aliens.
What?
I don't like Evian, McDermott says somewhat sadly. It's too sweet.
Oh.
He looks so miserable when he admits this that it moves me to agree. glancing over at him in the darkness of the cab. Realizing he's probably going to end up in bed with Courtney tonight, I feel an instantaneous moment of pity for him.
Poor guy.
Yes, McDermott, I say slowly. Evian is too sweet. Earlier, there was so much of Bethany's blood pooled on the floor that I could make out my reflection in it while I reached for one of my cordless phones, and I watched myself make a haircut appointment at Gio's. Courtney breaks my trance by admitting, I was afraid to try Pellegrino for the first time.
I see.
She looks over at me nervously, expecting me to... what, agree? Then at McDermott, who offers her a wan, tight smile. But once I did, it was... fine.
That's fine.
How courageous. I murmur, yawning again, the cab inching its way toward Nell's, then raising my voice. Listen, does anyone know of a device you can hook up to your phone to simulate the call waiting sound? Back at my place, I stand over Bethany's body, sipping a drink contemplatively,
Patrick.
studying its condition. Both eyelids are open halfway, and her lower teeth look as if they're jutting out since her lips have been torn, actually bitten off.
Oh.
Earlier in the day, I had sawed off her left arm, which is what finally killed her. And right now, I pick it
Water
up,
Woman.
holding it by the bone that protrudes from where her hand used to be. I have no idea where it is now. The freezer? The closet? Clenching it in my fist like a pipe, flesh and muscle still clinging to it, though a lot of it has been hacked or gnawed off. And I bring it down on her head. It takes very few blows,
Obviously.
5 or 6 at most, to smash her jaw open completely, and only 2 more for her face to cave in on itself. Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Whitney
Houston.
Houston burst onto the music scene in 1985 with her self-titled LP, which had 4 number-1 hit singles on it, including The Greatest Love of All, You Give Good Love, and Saving All My Love for You.
Oh.
Plus, it won a Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Performance by a Female and 2 American
Yeah, I
Music
guess he
Awards.
gnawed on her.
One for Best Rhythm and Blues Single, and another for Best Rhythm and Blues Video. She was also cited as Best New Artist of the Year by Billboard and by Rolling Stone magazine. With all this hype, one might expect the album to be an anticlimactic, lackluster affair, but the surprise is that Whitney Houston, Arista, is one of the warmest, most complex, and altogether satisfying rhythm and blues records of the decade. And Whitney herself
I
has
have a
voice
confession to
that
make.
defies...
I wasn't listening for a minute because I went to pull up Unicorn Girl.
Uh-oh.
And it's not anything extreme, but I got a good laugh out of it, and I'm gonna move on. But she's talking about someone, don't know who it is, but she goes, because this fat bitch is worse than Shani.
Oh, shit.
And I got
Worse than
flashbacks.
Shani.
I got flashbacks, guys.
belief. From the elegant, beautiful photo of her on the cover of the album, in a gown by Giovanni de Mora, and its fairly sexy counterpart on the back, in a bathing suit by Norma Kamali.
Woody's live in an hour? That's a beautiful thing. That's the most beautiful thing
Oh,
I've ever
hell
heard.
yeah.
Thank
That's
God.
awesome.
What's he covering? I hope all this.
You-
Can you imagine
you
if he
know
does like a
what he's
Jack in the
covering.
Go? Fucking gets to his next Carly doc. Help Woody find chair. Nope, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's just him finding a chair.
Oh, he's building. Oh, he builds the chair.
No, I think he's just got shot for one.
Oh.
I think he's gonna be an asshole. And I love it. I'm here for it. Notify me, thank you. Woody, though, you should make it members only. That'd be funnier.
One knows that this isn't going to be a blandly professional affair. The record is smooth, but intense. And Whitney's voice leaps across so many boundaries and is so versatile, though she's mainly a jazz singer, that it's hard to take in the album on a first listening. But you won't want to. You'll want to savor it over many. It opens with You Give Good Love and
music
Thinking
in the
About
back.
You, both produced and arranged by Kashif. and they emanate warm, lush jazz arrangements, but with a contemporary synthesized beat. And though they're both really good songs, the album doesn't get kicking until Someone for Me, which was produced by Jermaine Jackson, where Whitney sings longingly against a jazz disco background, and the difference between her longing and the sprightliness of the song is very moving.
Sprightly.
The ballad Saving All My Love for You is the sexiest, most romantic song on the record.
Oh
It
my.
also has a killer saxophone solo by Tom Scott, and one can hear the influences of 60s girl group pop in it. It was co-written by Jerry Goffin, but the 60s girl groups were never this emotional or sexy, or as well produced, as this song is.
Emphasis
Nobody
on the
Loves
sex.
Me Like You Do is a glorious duet with Jermaine
Extra
Jackson,
sexy.
who also produced it, and just one example of how sophisticated lyrically this album is. The last thing it suffers from is a paucity of decent lyrics, which is what usually happens when a singer doesn't write her own material and has to have a producer choose it. But Whitney and company have picked well here. The dance single, How Will I Know, my vote for Best Dance Song of the 1980s, is a joyous ode to a girl's nervousness about whether another guy is interested in her. It's got a great keyboard riff, and it's the only track on the album produced by wunderkind producer Narada Michael Walden. My own personal favorite ballad, aside from The Greatest Love of All, her crowning achievement, is All at Once, which is about how a young
Ricky Mork dancing in the chat. Love to see it.
woman realizes all at once her lover is fading away from her, and it's accompanied by a gorgeous string arrangement. Even though nothing on the album sounds like filler, the only track that might come close is Take Good Care of My Heart, another duet with Jermaine Jackson. The problem is that it strays from the album's jazz roots and seems too influenced by 1980s dance music. But Whitney's talent is restored with the overwhelming The Greatest Love of All, one of the best, most powerful songs ever written about self-preservation and dignity. From the first line, Michael Masser and Linda Creed are credited as the writers, to the last, it's a state-of-the-art ballad about believing in yourself. It's a powerful
beautiful.
statement, and one that Whitney sings with
No
a
explosions.
grandeur that approaches the sublime. Its universal message crosses all boundaries and instills one with the hope that it's not too late for us to better ourselves, to act kinder. Since it's impossible in the world we
Rich
live
coming
in to
from you,
empathize with
Patrick,
others,
but
we
Right.
can always empathize with ourselves. It's an important message, crucial really, and it's beautifully stated on this album.
beautiful, really.
Her second effort, Whitney, Arista, 1987, had 4 #1 singles. I Want to Dance with Somebody, So Emotional, Didn't We Almost Have It All, and Where Do Broken Hearts Go? And was mostly produced by Narada Michael Walden. And though it's not as serious an effort as Whitney Houston, it's hardly a victim of sophomore slump. It starts
Oh, you lost 5 subs too? So it's YouTube? Huh. Yes, I noticed something with, like, I don't think my subs have gone down yet, but, like, everyone's numbers seem to be wonky lately.
off with the bouncy, danceable, I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me, which is in the same vein as the last album's irrepressible How Will I Know? This is followed by the sensuous Just the Lonely Talking Again, and it reflects the serious jazz influence that permeated the first album, and one can also sense a newfound artistic maturity in Whitney's voice. She did all the vocal arrangements on this album, and this is all very evident on Love Will Save the Day, which is the most ambitious song Whitney's yet performed. It was produced by Jelly Bean Benitez, and it pulsates with an up-tempo intensity, and like most of the songs on this album, it reflects a grown-up's awareness of the world we all live in.
Oh, beautiful.
She sings, and we believe it. This is quite a change from the softer little girl lost image that was so appealing on the first album. She projects an even more adult image on the Michael Masser-produced Didn't We Almost Have It All, a song about meeting up with a long-lost lover and letting him know your feelings about the past affair, and it's Whitney at her most poetic. And as on most of the ballads, there's a gorgeous string arrangement. So Emotional is in the same vein as How Will I Know, and I Want to Dance with Somebody But it's even more rock-influenced and like all the songs on Whitney, played by a terrific backup studio band with Narada on drum machine, Walter Afanasieff on the synthesizer and synth bass, Corrado Rastici on
Canceling
synth guitar,
Maybe.
and someone listed as Bongo Bob on percussion programming and drum sampling. Where You Are is the only song on the album produced by Kashif, and it bears his indelible imprint of professionalism. It has a smooth, gleaming sound and sheen to it, with a funky sax solo by Vincent Henry. It sounded like a hit single to me, but then all the songs on the album do, and I wondered why it wasn't released as one. Love is a Contact Sport is the album's real surprise. A big-sounding, bold, sexy number that, in terms of production, is the album's centerpiece, and it has great lyrics along with a good beat. It's one of my favorites. On You're Still My Man, you can hear how clearly Whitney's voice is like an instrument, a flawless, warm machine that almost overpowers the sentiment of her music. But the lyrics and the melodies are too distinctive, too strong to let any singer, even one of Whitney's caliber, overshadow them. For the Love of You shows off Narada's brilliant drum programming capabilities, and its jazzy modern feel harks back not only to purveyors of modern jazz like Michael Jackson and Sade, but also to other artists like Miles Davis, Paul Butterfield, and Bobby McFerrin. Where Do Broken Hearts Go is the album's most powerful emotional statement of innocence lost and trying to regain the safety of childhood. Her voice is as lovely and controlled as it ever has been, and it leads up to I Know Him So Well, the most moving moment on the record because it's first and foremost a duet with her mother, Sissy. It's a ballad about who? A lover shared?
Of course.
A long-lost father? With a combination of longing, regret, determination, and beauty that ends the album on a graceful, perfect note. We can expect new things from Whitney. She made a stunning gift to the 1988 Olympics with the ballad One Moment in Time. But even if we didn't, she would remain the most exciting and original black jazz voice of her generation.
Thanks, Patrick.
Dinner with Secretary.
Dinner with
Monday night at 8
secretary.
o'clock, I'm in my
the
office
secretary
attempting
who
yesterday's
loves
New
you.
York Times Sunday crossword puzzle, listening to rap music on the stereo, trying to fathom its popularity, since a little blonde hardbody I met at O-Bar 2 nights ago told me that rap is all she listens to. And though later I beat the living shit out of her at someone's apartment in the Dakota, she was almost decapitated. Hardly a strange experience for me. Earlier this morning, her taste in music haunted my memory, and I had to stop at Tower Records on the Upper West Side and buy $90 worth of rap CDs, but, as expected, I'm at a loss. Niggerish voices, uttering
Jesus.
ugly words like digit, pudding,
So many hard bodies.
skunk. Jean sits at her desk, which is piled high with reams of documents that I want her to go over. Today has not been bad. I worked out for 2 hours before the office. The new Robeson Hirsch restaurant called Finna opened in Chelsea. Evelyn left 2 messages on my answering machine and another with Jean, letting me know that she'll be in Boston for most of the week. And best of all, the Patty Winters show this morning was in 2 parts. The first was an exclusive interview with Donald Trump. The second was a report on women who've been tortured. I'm supposed to have dinner with Madison Gray and David Campion at Café Luxembourg, but at 8:15 I find out that Louis Carruthers is going to be dining with us, so I call up Campion, the dumb bastard, and cancel, then spend
How does a psychopath have such feelings for a song? Listen, he feels very deeply just about the wrong things.
minutes debating about what I should do with the rest of the evening. Looking out my window, I realize that within moments the sky above this city will be completely dark. Jean peers into my office, knocking gently on the half-open door. I pretend not to acknowledge her presence, though I'm not sure why, since I'm kind of lonely. She moves up to the desk. I'm still staring at the crossword puzzle with my wayfarers on, stunned, but for no real reason. She places a file on top of the desk before asking, "Doing the crossword?" Dropping the G and doing, a pathetic gesture of intimacy, an irritating stab of forced friendliness.
Wait,
I gag
pronouncing your
inwardly.
G's?
Yep. You know, like, you are mistaking! No, that's not it at all, but I had to say it.
Then nod without looking up at her. Need help? She asks, moving cautiously around the desk to
No, I think there's a lot of schizophrenia happening here, if I'm honest. I think psycho is a misnomer entirely.
where I sit, and she leans over my shoulder to offer assistance. I've
Guide
already
to
filled in
shady
every
lingo?
space with either the word meat or bone, and she emits only a slight gasp
Meat
when
or
noticing
bone.
this. And when she sees the pile of number 2 pencils I've snapped in half lying on my desk, she dutifully picks them up and walks out of the room. Jean, I call. Yes, Patrick? She re-enters the office, trying to downplay her eagerness. Would you like to accompany me to dinner? I ask,
Aw.
still staring at the crossword, gingerly erasing the M in one of the many meats I've filled the puzzle with. That is, if you're not doing anything? Oh, no.
Oh,
She
no.
answers too quickly, and then I think, realizing this quickness, she says, I have no plans. Well, isn't this a coincidence? I ask, looking up, lowering my wayfarers. She laughs slightly, but there's a real urgency in it, something
Oh.
uncomfortable, and this does little in the way of making me feel less sick.
Oh.
I guess. She shrugs. I also have tickets to a Milla Vanilla concert, if you'd like to go.
Milli
I tell her
Vanilli?
casually. Confused, she asks, Really? Who? Milla Vanilla. I repeat slowly. Milla Vanilla. She asks uncomfortably. Milla Vanilla, I say. I think that's what their name is.
Milla Vanilla.
She
Milli
says,
Vanilli.
I'm not sure. About going? No. Of the name. She concentrates, then says, I think they're called Milli Vanilli.
Nailed it.
I pause for a long time before saying, Oh.
Oh.
She stands there, nods once more.
Awkward.
It doesn't matter, I say. I don't have any tickets to it anyway. It's
What?
months from now. Oh, she says, nodding again. Okay. Listen, where should we go? I lean back and pull my Zagat from the desk's top drawer. She pauses, afraid of what to say,
Someone make a alt called Milla Vanilla.
taking my question as a test she needs to pass. And then, unsure she's chosen the right answer, offers
What about Villa Manila?
anywhere you want.
I feel like that fits
No,
him
no,
more.
no. I smile, leafing through the booklet. How about anywhere you want? Oh, Patrick, I can't make this decision. Oh, come on, I urge. Anywhere you want. Oh, I can't. Helplessly, she sighs again.
Oh.
I don't know. Come on, I urge her. Where do you want to go? Anywhere you want. Just say it. I can get us in anywhere. She thinks about it for a long time, and then, sensing her time is running out, timidly asks, trying to impress me, What about Dorsia? I stop looking through the Zagat
Oh,
guide, and without
man.
glancing up, smiling tightly,
Dorsia.
stomach dropping, I silently ask myself, do I really want to say no? Do I really want to say I can't possibly get us in? Is that what I'm really prepared to do? Is that what I really want to do? So, I say, placing the book down, then nervously opening it up again to find the number. Dorsia is where Jean wants to go. Oh, I don't know, she says, confused. No, we'll go anywhere you want.
Aw. So
Dorsia is fine, I say casually,
Fine.
picking up the phone, and with a trembling finger very quickly dial the 7 dreaded numbers, trying to remain cool. Instead of the busy signal I'm expecting, the phone actually rings at Dorsia, and after 2 rings, the same harassed voice I've grown accustomed to for the past 3 months answers, shouting out, Dorsia, yes? The room behind the voice is a deafening hum.
deafening.
Yes, can you take 2 tonight? Oh, let's say in around 20 minutes? I ask, checking my Rolex, offering Jean a wink. She seems impressed. "We are totally booked," the maitre d' shouts out smugly. "Oh, really?" I say, trying to look pleased, on the verge of vomiting. "That's great. I said we are totally booked," he shouts. "2 at 9, I say. "Perfect." "There are no tables available tonight," the maitre d' unflappable drones. "The waiting list is also totally booked." He hangs up. "See you then." I hang up too, and with a smile that tries its best to express pleasure at her choice, I find myself fighting for breath, every muscle tensed sharply. Jean is wearing a wool jersey and flannel dress by Calvin Klein, an alligator belt with a silver buckle by Barry Kieselstein cord, silver earrings and clear stockings, also by Calvin Klein. She stands there in front of the desk, confused.
Well, he's already played, I think, that one, Keldos. The Dorsey is fine, but I like such and such more. But it is Jean, of course. He hasn't done it with Jean.
Who's in love with her?
Yeah, well,
Him, whatever.
yeah,
We're
him.
mixing all the pronouns up.
Like,
Who cares?
she's his secretary, but he's probably going to marry her. Even though he's engaged to someone else.
"Yes?" I ask, walking over to the coat rack. "You're dressed..."
Sir, it's Patrick Bateman.
"Okay." She pauses. "You didn't give them a name," she says softly.
They know me.
I think about this while putting on my Armani jacket and while reknotting my Armani silk tie, and without stammering I tell her, "They know me." While the maitre d' seats a couple whom I'm pretty sure are Kate Spencer and Jason Lauder, Jean and I move up to his podium where the reservation book lies open, names absurdly legible, and leaning over it, casually I spot the only name for 2 at 9 without a line drawn through it, which happens to be, oh Jesus, Schrotz. I sigh, and tapping my foot, my mind racing. I try to concoct some kind of feasible plan. Suddenly I turn to Jean and say, "Why don't you go to the women's room?"
Yeah, Jean.
She's looking around the restaurant, taking it in. Chaos. People are waiting 10 deep at the bar. The maitre d' seats the couple at a table in the middle of the room. Sylvester Stallone and a bimbo sit in the front booth that Sean and I sat in just weeks before, much to my sickened amazement. And his bodyguards are piled into the booth next to that, and the owner of Petty's, Norman Prager, lounges in the third. Jean turns her head to me and shouts, "What?" over the din. "Don't you want to use the ladies' room?" I ask. The maitre d' nears us, picking his way through the packed restaurant, unsmiling. "Why? I mean, do I?" she asks, totally confused. "Just go," I hiss, desperately squeezing her arm. "But I don't need to, Patrick," she protests. Oh, Christ, I mutter. Now it's too late anyway. The maitre d' walks up to the podium and inspects the book, takes a phone call, hangs up in a matter of seconds, then looks over at us, not exactly displeased. The maitre d' is at least 50 and has a ponytail. I clear my throat twice to get his full attention, make some kind of lame eye contact. "Yes?" he asks, as if harassed. I give him a dignified expression before sighing inside. "Reservations at 9? I gulp. "For 2? "Yes?" he asks suspiciously, drawing the word out. "Name?" he says. Then turns to a passing waiter, 18 and model handsome, who'd asked, "Where's the ice?" He's glaring and shouting, "Not now, okay? How many times do you need to be told?" The waiter shrugs humbly, and then the maitre d' points off toward the bar. "The ice is over there."
The ice.
He turns back to us, and I am genuinely frightened. "Name," he commands. And I'm thinking, of all the fucking names, why this one? Schrotz. Oh, God. Mr. and Mrs. Schrotz. My face, I'm sure, is ashen, and I say the name mechanically, but the maitre d' is too busy not to buy it. And I don't even bother to face Jean, who I'm sure is totally bewildered by my behavior, as we're led to the Schrotz's table, which I'm sure probably sucks, though I'm relieved anyway. Menus already lie on the table, but I'm so nervous the words and even the prices look like hieroglyphics, and I'm completely at a loss. A waiter takes our drink order, the same one who couldn't locate the ice.
Way better than I'd rather go to, what was it like? What was the chairs place called? Oh man.
Oh God. It was early on in the book too. Fuck.
It was.
Like lawn chairs or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it.
And I find myself saying things without listening to Jean, like, protecting the ozone layer is a really cool idea, and telling knock-knock jokes. I smile, fixing it on my face, in another country, and it takes no time at all, minutes really. The waiter doesn't even get a chance to tell us about the specials, for me to notice the tall, handsome couple by the podium conferring with the maitre d', and after sighing very deeply, light-headed, stammering, I mention to Jean, something bad is happening.
Uh-oh.
She looks up from the menu and puts down the iceless drink she's been sipping. Why? What's wrong? The maitre d' is glaring over at us.
When the Schrots show up, the embarrassment Patrick Marie will feel it's going to be epic. No, yeah.
At me from across the room as he leads the couple toward our table. If the couple had been short, dumpy, excessively Jewish, I could have kept this table, even without the aid of a 50, but this couple looks like they've just strolled out of a Ralph Lauren ad, and though Jean, and I do too, and so does the rest of the whole goddamn restaurant, the man is wearing a tuxedo, and the girl, a totally fuckable babe, is
Excessively Jewish. Not your average Jewish.
covered with jewels. This is reality,
Excessively Jewish.
and as my
Cal Kennedy
loathsome
here.
brother Sean would say, I have to deal with it. The maitre d' now stands at the table, hands clasped behind his back, unamused, and after a long pause asks, Mr. and Mrs. Schwartz? Yes. I play it cool. He just stares. This is accompanied by an abnormal silence. His ponytail, gray and oily, hangs like some kind of malignancy below his collar. You know, I finally say, somewhat suavely, I happen to know the chef. He continues staring. So, no doubt, does the couple behind him. After another long pause, for no real reason, I ask, is he in Aspen? This is getting nowhere. I sigh and turn to Jean, who looks completely mystified. Let's go, okay? She nods dumbly. Humiliated, I take Jean's hand and we get up, she slower than I, brushing past the maitre d' and the couple, and make our way back through the crowded restaurant. And then we're outside, and I'm utterly devastated and murmuring robotically to myself, I should have known better, I should have known better, I should have... But Jean skips down the street laughing, pulling me along. And when I finally notice her unexpected mirth,
Completely
between giggles, she lets
oblivious.
out, that was so funny. And then squeezing my clenched fist, she lets me know, your sense of humor is so spontaneous. Shaken, walking stiffly by her side, ignoring her, I ask myself, where to now? And in seconds come up with an answer, Arcadia, toward which I find myself guiding us.
Track 7.
Oh gosh.
After some...
Should we finish to the end of whatever journey we're on?
I want to make dinner. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, I can part now.
All right. Maybe we could do a bonus episode like Sunday or something.
Something like that. I'm not worried about it. We're getting through it. Thank you, Brittany, for being up here, and Keldoge. You were around.
We're almost done.
We
Shit.
are. We're getting close.
I'm scared. I don't want to finish it. It's been so fun.
Right? It's been a good time, but there will be more books. That is for sure.
I'm ready for more books. Oh, thank you, Val. That's been real.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, kids.
I'm gonna leave. Bye.
Thank you everyone for stopping by. I appreciate you. It sounds like Wodie's going live soon, so enjoy that. I can't rate it or anything because we're on Kick. Brave New World's up next. It's definitely, we should all have book clubs, in my opinion. All right. Ooh, free agent. Nice. Thank you guys. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. What do you mean no? Okay, bye. Love you.